Boom. Yeah. See, it's a little bit late.
Wait, you still don't have the intro? You still haven't got the intro?
They're never going to download the fucking intro.
I checked and it's
my
the
God.
outro,
Hello,
and I don't
everybody.
want of all nights. I don't want to confuse anyone because we're late. So to anyone who missed it, though, behind the scenes, Ethan, I super chatted him $20, and I said, "I'm so sorry, guys. I got to stream over you. Everyone back Cecil's book. I love you both." Something like, and Ethan's like, "Why don't you just come in here?" And I was like, "No, so I popped in, but I was like, just to say hi, guys. I got to do my show." And he's like, "We'll invite them in too." I'm like, "Okay." And then so we got delayed.
Yeah, we popped in for a bit. Now we're here,
Yeah.
and if Ethan's still going, I'll pop back in over his.
That's my first time ever on Ethan's channel. It's crazy. Almost had a heart attack.
And you said nothing. You just popped in, sat quietly, and then left.
I came in and said peer pressure, peer pressure. That was it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, nice.
Well, whenever Phil wants to join us, that would be nice.
I have a prepared like a beginning to the show that is like not the main thing that we can just mess around with while we're waiting for Phil.
Okay. All right. There's a lot going on, guys. So Cash Grab 2, not Cash Grab 2, Cash Grab Second Chance just launched, and it's my cover, so everybody go back that. Also, Fiendish 2.5 is almost at 20,000. It's almost. It's over 19K. Everybody go now. I'm sorry. I'm in promo mode. I'm all pumped up and shit.
Go to Fiendish
20K. Woo!
comic.com. Click on the 2.5 in the top corner. It's an awesome one-shot story. It's the first one-shot of the Fiendish story. I'm helping promote it because I'm helping working on it. So I'm like,
you are working on it too. Jake has been officially announced as the colorist. So everybody go back that book because I want people to read it. It's a really great story. You're gonna love it. I'm still worried people are gonna be confused. Like, is this like expanded chapter 2? No, it's not. Go back. Okay, anyways. And also everybody else's books. All right, I'll shut up. Let's go.
Have you? Yeah, and we'll catch up with the chat too. I guess people are kind of just saying hi and probably making fun of us for being late. / me. It's mostly my fault related. Mostly.
Okay, but, Phil, somebody go to Ethan's chat, tell Phil if he doesn't show up, we're gonna invite Vaughn. That'll make him.
Wait, don't be so hasty. Don't be so hasty, Irene.
Yeah. You know what's funny? I wonder, Phil might secretly, and Vaughn, they both might secretly prefer that because Phil's like, I want to hang out with my girlfriend. And Vaughn's like, I want to be on the show.
Cool. All right. Well, I guess we're switching out a member of this panel then.
Nope, not happening. Nope, not happening. Not happening.
I like how Jake is just like constantly having an anxiety attack. Like, that changed things.
Oh no, I was only joking.
Yeah. So have you guys ever heard this saying, a cat may look at a king?
No.
I was looking at because I'm into like sayings and shit, but I always forgot what they're called. I Google like, what are some sayings? I want to read some sayings. I read some quotes. I Googled quotes. I found what the Napoleon quotes and stuff. But then I realized the thing that what they call it is what do they call it? A proverb. So I Googled what are some proverbs, and all these English proverbs came up, and they're all awesome. But one of them was a cat may look at a king. And I was like, now I must ask, what the hell does that mean? And does anyone have a guess? And then I'll kind of tell you.
A cat may look. Okay, I would guess it's like a cat can look at a king, but because a cat doesn't have the context of the king's power, they would just see a person. They don't really give a shit.
That's that's a little bit close. That's one interpretation.
Sorry.
Someone's muted.
Oh my gosh. Ew, my voice. Gross.
The stream just started on my phone randomly. Yeah, now Irene's like getting the experience everyone else gets.
I hate that.
Yeah. So yeah, because everyone support Ethan and Cecil, but watch us if you're here. Because they're streaming, the audience might be a little lower, but this is a good we got a good PowerPoint prepared for everyone this week.
Yeah, we're talking storytelling.
And I love how the PowerPoint looks like a chalkboard.
Oh yeah. I think so.
Unless this is just an image. Did you draw this? You must have.
Yeah, I just doodled this.
Right.
Yeah.
It kind of looks like a
Yeah. So a cat may look at a king. So then I click on it, and this is what it says it's from. Oh, what just happened there? It says, some hear and see him who he heareth, nor seeth not, but fields have eyes and woods have ears. Ye wot, and also on my maids he is ever tooting. Can ye judge a man, quoth I, by his looking? What, a cat may look at a king, ye know. My cat's leering look, quoth she, at the first show, showeth me that my cat goeth a caterwauling, and especially by his manner of drawing to Madge, my fair maid. So I think part of that, like, I don't know exactly what that means, except
I'm just as informed as I was before you read it.
yeah,
Very
I think
enlightening. Wow.
I think something happened there where the cat likes the maid but doesn't like the king. It's like the cat's gaze is the great equalizer, and a cat may look at a maid as just as they look at a king, like a cat may look at a king. So that's like kind of what it means. And it's kind of also means like the freedom, like everyone has the freedom to look at a king. They can't do anything about you just looking at them. So there's kind of like this underdog kind of equalizer kind of thing behind it.
So I would say Irene was correct.
Yeah.
I was.
Yeah, yeah.
You could have just said I was right instead of being like, you kind of got it.
It's like the what is a king to a god? It's like what is a god to a cat? Cat don't know shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And within this, so it's a little bit like workers rise up. It's a little bit like the masses, like populist. You could say it's populist. It's a little bit anti-elitist or whatever you could say. So there's actually an anti-elitist response, which is kind of hilarious, which I'll read in a second. And I was trying to decide like which one am I? And I definitely side a little bit more with the communist one of all time. It's like this one, like the workers. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, cat could look at a king. Fuck the king. But then I was like, well, you know what? If you try to apply it in real life, there is things I see, like the guy who just super chatted Eric July in real life, where he like did that meme kind of thing where he wrote on the dollars and slapped him on the wall or whatever. That's like I could just see him being like, a cat may look at a king to the window, and then that makes me side with the king in that case. But and all this very loosely relates to point of view, which is what we're talking about tonight. But then, yeah, so the elitist response to the communist version, which is like the original version, is communist. He goes, "'Tis very true. Kings do not use to call cats to an account for their looks or their undistinguishing boldness, but there are many cats of this kind which are too much made of, indulged, and encouraged, till they fly at last in the face of sacred majesty. In this sense, it is a true blue Protestant proverb." Like he's using Protestant as like a very negative thing, I think. I do not know, or like populist even, or communist or whatever. It's almost like you could replace communist in there. I do not know whether it was calculated for the rabble or not to purr and mew like about a throne, till at length they scratch the hand that strokes them and mob their protector. However, there has been ill use made on't, and it has often been extravagantly misapplied to outrage and violence upon a king's person, as well in print and in some people's mouths. So yeah,
I love the way you're reading it.
It does sound
so animated.
It's funny.
Very pompous.
If Narwhal was like the messenger,
it's very true.
It opens the scroll and starts reading it out to the
king.
Just a town crier.
I like he acknowledges everything in this. He's like, yes, I know. He's like, "'Tis very true. Kings do not use to call cats to account for their looks." But that's like pretty funny.
Yeah, I never heard that proverb.
I know. And so there's like a billion proverbs. So maybe in the second half, we'll look at a few more. But that was kind of just meant to be the intro to give us a little something to do while people filter in. We got 23 people here. That's loosely related to point of view, but we'll get a lot more specific. Point of view, it's like basic, you might think. But then I was like, well, there is kind of a lot of stuff about it. So we'll just go over it. It kind of helps. This is stuff everyone here probably knows, even in the chat, either instinctually, but just saying it out loud helps. So we're going to go over some of that. So point of view. The riddle, the first opening riddle is within this photograph. This is a scene from Inglourious Bastards. The point of view of the scene actually is from one of these people, and you can determine which one it is based on how the information is like given to you, the viewer. But by looking at it, they're so equal, So it's like the visuals don't really tell you what the point of view is. The visuals are a lot more cryptic. Cinema and comics can be considered more of a psychological storytelling rather than a visual thing. It's like the visuals aren't even the most important thing.
Should we get our guesses in for who do we think the scene is from the point of view of?
Yeah. Tell everyone make a guess. Who you think it
I
is.
think
All right, go on.
French guy. French guy, I think.
I think it's French guy because we have the knowledge of the hidden people.
French
And
guy?
like
Who,
the
which
way
one's the
it's
French guy?
framed.
How do you
The
know?
one who's not a
Non-Nazi guy.
Nazi.
The one who's not a Nazi.
Like the way it was filmed, like all the fear is definitely from his point of view.
Yeah. Yep. That's
I
do
back.
also that it's.
I was going to say the chick in the back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, see, there's some weird shit that you could kind of do with it, and one thing about it, I think, there's the meeting. That's before even the information is revealed. Because eventually it is revealed that there are people under the floorboards, and then we know that the French farmer knows that too. So then for sure, it's
Right.
But at the
Yeah.
beginning, we don't know that. So then it's even harder to determine. But it's a point of view. Originally, it was a novelistic technique. So I think that comes in here. So it can get applied to scenes, moments. It can be switched many times in a story. There's no rules. But you can kind of picture. And at this scene, it does start with the farmer looking out on the horizon as cars are approaching. And so you're kind of like, if this were a book, this would be first person from his point of view. You can just kind of feel that. So in that sense, it's probably a little more his point of view. But you're like, it could be, I mean, like there could be versions or ways you could do it where it's Hans Landa's point of view. The fact we know the dude's name is Hans Landa means that this is a good script or good story too, because he's such an iconic character. Everyone just remembers his name. But I was thinking you could even shoot it from POV of Hans Landa, and if you priorly establish that the farmer knows people are under the floorboards, but Hans Landa doesn't, then it's almost still from the point of view of the farmer, even though the camera is literally from Hans Landa's eyes. So the camera is the least important thing. You use point of view primarily to create mystery, suspense, dramatic irony, or paranoia. And I think it's pretty much just those four. I don't know, that pretty much encompasses everything. We can go over examples of each of them. You determine point of view by cross-referencing what each character individually knows, the secrets they hold, the lies they tell, etc., with each other, as well as with what the audience knows, and also what they don't know, that kind of stuff. But so in this case, where especially once it's revealed that people under the floorboards, we know the farmer knows that what we know aligns perfectly with the farmer. Therefore, he is our surrogate at that point. But it is interesting that doesn't happen until halfway through the scene. And that's kind of a structural decision by Quentin Tarantino that we can touch on that later too. Point of view is not the camera angle, even if it's a POV shot. If the camera is the character, then the camera gets cross-referenced like all other characters. And usually the camera represents the audience. So if you're showing if the camera's looking at something you want the audience to recognize, especially in the case of showing that there are people under the floorboards. So when it first starts, the Hans Landa's like, milk, you smoke pipe? Me too. And then what do we know at that point? We don't know anything. So we're like, oh yeah, milk. Yeah. What's going on? So we don't know anything. The farmer's like, daughters. Yes. Milk and pipe too. And then what we know is we go, I'm in the dark on this still. Why is the Nazi guy hanging out? Why is he even here? Which that could be that's intrigue. It could be mystery, but it's not even exactly framed like a mystery.
Would you say at this point, there's no point of view overall? You're not from any kind of specific point of view? Are you trying to say that at this point from us there's no defined, you're almost like a fly on the wall?
Well, I think in films it's much different from novels, and to some extent comics too, because in films, like you're saying, they could switch from scene to scene when you're using a camera, because it's not like Twitless is in the chat saying direct point of view, you'd be seeing from the person's eyes, right? And that's what you get from a more novel, book experience, because you don't have the visual, I guess, distraction or insights around these characters. So I'm not familiar with this film. I know everybody's going to blow me up. I haven't seen it.
You've never watched this film?
No.
What?
How dare you? Even I
Finally,
haven't
Phil,
seen it.
it's not Rini who hasn't seen it.
Yeah.
If this is
Same
the
one.
dialogue that happens in this film, I don't want to see it.
You'd really love it. You'd love
Yeah.
it. You'd love
No,
it,
it's
Phil.
great.
Pipe
So
daughters.
yeah. But in like films, like you're saying, point of view could change a lot. But I think you could utilize it. I mean, a lot in storytelling to implement other techniques we've talked about, like ticking clock things, dramatic irony, what the character knows, but the audience doesn't know, or vice versa. And that's all kind of tools that would revolve around point of view and which point of view you're seeing the story through.
Yeah. Yeah. And to what Jake was saying is like, it's like suspense and dramatic irony are very similar. You could almost say they're the same, but like one is makes your heart race and the other one just makes you laugh, but it's the exact same kind of structure of who knows what. But those are where the audience knows everything. They know more than the characters. And in this case, this is interesting because then you could have one character know a little more than the other. And that's where you have like either mystery or paranoia. But if you have a character where the audience knows nothing and it knows less than every single character in the room, you're kind of just playing catch up. And that there almost should be another word for what that is. Maybe it is just intrigue, and that's a difference between intrigue and mystery. But that is what this is. This is like the lowest form of what the audience knows. You go in knowing nothing, and we're slowly piecing together what's happening as the situation unfolds, which is a good way to do it, in a kind of natural way to do it. So then it does. And I checked, and it's literally halfway through the scene. The scene's 20 minutes, and at 10 minutes, you get this shot. So then now from this point on, we do know that there are people under the floorboards. And then we do know that the farmer is holding them. And from that point, so then, what the audience knows, oh, snap, there are people under the house. Okay, I know everything this guy knows. So we align perfectly with the farmer. But I don't know what this guy knows. Does he know? And then, so what's interesting is we're wondering, does he know? That's also exactly what the farmer is wondering. So the farmer
Right.
and us both want to know, does he know? And that's the whole point of the scene. That's paranoia. So paranoia is a weird one because it's a little bit harder to define, except whenever I think about it, it's like, it's literally halfway between suspense and mystery. And it's kind of the best and also sort of the hardest to do. It's kind of not what a lot of people think, or maybe there is like a definition that's very literal, that like if I say paranoia, people think like, oh, that's where you you accuse people of talking at you behind your back, and then they're like, dude, I wasn't doing that at all, you're paranoid. And that's like, yes, that's paranoid. But paranoia, as it relates to like on the spectrum of suspense and mystery, it kind of goes in the middle there, and it's usually about a thing that is a question that is unconfirmed. So suspense always confirms it. Mystery, often you don't like even know the question, like, and then paranoia, you know the question and you just want to know, like, yeah, like yes or no, basically. And so often it is like a 50-50 thing. It's funny, it doesn't have to be 50-50. Like it can be 90-10 even, but as long it has to be unconfirmed. There's a famous paranoia movie called Rosemary's Baby. That's where she starts to suspect that her husband is part of a satanic cult and that her pregnancy is not his child, it's Satan's child.
Yeah.
And the whole movie plays it up like she might be crazy. But the thing is, the way that movie plays it is she actually might be crazy. Literally, that's actually like more of a probability. Like, and then at the end, it's almost a twist that like, no, it's true. It is. She is. And so doing that, it's like kind of challenging sometimes, but it's fun to do if you can do it. But this is fun because it's a very kind of simple example. But what's interesting a little bit is I know everyone thinks of this scene as being extremely suspenseful, and everyone, I think people, me myself even, like I used to call it a suspense scene, and I was like, oh, it's kind of not. You could, I don't know, maybe it is a suspense scene, but it's paranoia more than it's suspense, or it's the fact that it's so much paranoia. The paranoia is creating the suspense.
I think what would make it a suspense scene is if it was like a ticking bomb thing where this guy and the audience knows something's going to happen. In this in this scene, it could not happen or it could happen. Like he could know, he could find out that they're under the floorboards, or he could not. He could leave. So there's not a definite ending to it, you know.
You're still in suspense to see if either of those will be true, right? Like, do you have for it to be suspenseful? Do you have to know an outcome is coming?
Maybe I think the actual like solid definition of what suspense is, and if this was suspense, it would be the audience knowing everything. So we would also know what Hans Landa knows. So if there is a beginning scene of Hans Landa being like, all right, there's some Jews in this house, I'm going to go in there. It'll be about 20 minutes. And then he goes in, and then the whole scene plays out. It would actually still be entertaining, but it would completely change our experience because we would know everything from the get-go. And then the question would be, is the farmer going to get out of this or not? Because he's so screwed. And like that's still a good question. But the way Tarantino did it is better in that case. It's funny. That's what's kind of cool is like Hitchcock famously loved suspense more than mystery, but you can think of examples where mystery is way better than suspense. One example is Twin Peaks. I come up to that later though, but even that has a little asterisk to it. But yeah, because Hitchcock, the thing he gives the example of is the bomb under the table and then the experience from the viewer. He's like, so if they don't know there's a bomb, two people are talking, they're just talking, we don't know there's a bomb, then it blows up. Then you get the one moment of surprise, and that's like a good little moment of surprise. But it's one moment. But if you know there's a bomb, then the entire conversation is charged and the whole scene has this energy to it. So he says that's way better. And you know, you're like, yeah, I guess in general, except in obvious examples like even this one, this is not doing the suspense thing, but it switches halfway through and it escalates to that point where it is becoming where the paranoia kicks in. And at that point it is like heart racing, edge of your seat kind of stuff, even though they're still just talking, which is cool. There's
a couple of cool aspects to this scene before we even of how we get to here too. First, there's the meta knowledge that the audience will have. If they know if a Nazi is coming in and interviewing like a farmer guy, there is some baked in tension that they already know from the meta knowledge of knowing what a Nazi officer is probably there for. You know what I mean? So yeah, so you kind of have that. And then there's also that area, that period of time when there's no point of view and you're just being dropped into the world. If you do that for too long, people are going to get annoyed because you kind of want to start giving them the secret information. It's like you said that you don't see the people on the floorboards till halfway through the scene. Like that first half builds the energy of what the fuck are we here for? Like it could go either way. Then but it transfers it perfectly when you suddenly get the under the floorboard shot. Do you know what I mean? Like if the secret bit of information that gets revealed to you wasn't that interesting, people could have been annoyed at that first half of not knowing. But because it transfers into something, an explosive bit of information, like it almost powers up that reveal.
Yeah. And you mentioned meta knowledge that the audience brings. That's interesting too. And Tarantino has literally talked. He doesn't use that exact term, but he said in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, there's another amazing suspense / paranoia scene of Brad Pitt entering Spawn Ranch where all the serial killers are or whatever. And that seems interesting because it's super tense. It's pretty darn long. It's like almost a half hour long, but almost not that much happens. And then he actually gets away with nothing happening. And then you kind of breathe a huge sigh of relief. And everyone's like, how is that scene so amazing? And they asked him that in an interview and he's like, I've been doing this telling thing for a while now, right? So I kind of know what I'm doing, but I'll tell you what's going on here is at this point in the movie and this type of movie, people know that this is the point that Brad Pitt's character would die. If he did die, this would be the scene where it happened. And so he doesn't do anything except just present that, like, he doesn't show someone with a knife around the corner. He doesn't do anything like that. Like everything's nice, but there's like no music and they're just talking and you're just like, oh my God, why am I so freaking tense?
It's all the meta knowledge. Yeah. But then, you know, you have that guy that goes away and someone goes and gets him to come back. So there is a little bit of real in-world risk that gets introduced with that. And then he does end that scene with a bit of a fight. Like, doesn't he try and get that kid to change his wheel? And I think if you didn't have that at the end, that period of not knowing tension wouldn't have had that payoff. So like,
You're
again,
right.
just like with this, where it's like that holding in, not knowing, gets paid off with the under the floorboard shot. That scene gets paid off with that confrontation at the end.
Yeah, it kind of has to get its little scenic climax, or the audience will be disappointed. I kind of wish I had an example where that happening, of the disappointment of like a scene that builds up and then doesn't. But I'm sure they're out there. Let me see. So when they align like this, POV of farmer and audience align perfectly, not only in what we know, but in what we want to know. At that point, he pretty much is the audience surrogate. The scene's like totally from his point of view. And that's an example of that is Neo is like famous, but the audience surrogate is just what they know, want to know, aligns. Neo being like, what the hell is the Matrix? I'm like, dude, I want to know too, Neo. You're my boy. We're in this together. And so that's about all that is. Oh, and so then flip it. This is the opposite. This is like this vexes me. Columbo is one of my favorite shows.
I just watched an episode last night.
Nice.
Starring Dick Van Dyke.
Sweet. So you know though, but Columbo, it's funny. Like it vexes me because one thing, every episode is identical. So I'm like, how does it not get old?
Yeah.
It's always the same.
It's the same.
But they have this formula, and their formula is completely based on point of view. And the idea being, you get the point of view from the killer. You actually don't get Columbo's point of view, which is funny because even though Columbo's the one who's on screen 90% of the time, but he doesn't know who the killer is, and the killer does. And so every scene when he talks to the killer, we know he's talking to the killer, but he does not.
Right.
And so our point of view does not align with him. And what he wants to know, we already know. So none of that.
And then there's a point of like, when does he know?
Yeah. That, and maybe that.
Sometimes I think he knows as soon as he meets the person.
I know. And that part of it is like part of what's kind of endearing, and people love, everyone says that's the thing, the interactivity, the fun aspect of watching is they like to play that game with Columbo to see when he knows. And often it is like very early on or right away. But specifically this one is dramatic irony, which is like basically identical to Suspense. It's where the audience knows more than the character does, but it's not really suspenseful. Columbo, it's like chill. It's like funny. Like he never carries a gun. He's never really in danger. Here and there he might be. And there's just a couple episodes in the entire span that break from that mold. And they did do some slightly different here and there, but it's almost always, it's like 99% where Columbo doesn't know who the killer is.
Yeah,
but the
crazy.
audience does.
Each episode's
Phil,
like an hour and a half long too.
Yeah.
Like a movie.
is it really? Phil Noel, should I get the Columbo season 1 to 10 box set?
No, just watch it on fucking Peacock for free or whatever it is.
Well,
I don't mind any subscription.
Can you see? I have it right there. It's like
It's right there. There it is.
It's your prized possession. Wow, look, you got a huge drawing board now. Look at that.
what,
Oh,
in the back?
nice. Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, your background changed so much since last time.
I know. Yeah, that my house is getting sort of cool. The whole front section's dope. I love hanging out in here. And then the back's cool, but the back's all run down.
Nice.
Gross.
Coming together.
Yeah. Columb. So
Get your shit together.
yeah. So, and I guess this just goes to show that like there's no right answer particularly. Like they did the opposite. This is a murder mystery where you know the killer is right away. And that took off and was a never-ending formula for being super entertaining. And it is like literally just dramatic irony is like it's like constant dramatic irony, like nonstop, and it's like very entertaining. So then on the flip side of that, there's Twin Peaks, where famously it relies on one question: is who killed Laura Palmer? And it's kind of fun because speaking of interactivity, that makes everything you see they're a suspect. So the interactivity is off the charts. Whereas if you knew who the killer was, if they show some random person, you don't care that much, but you care about the entire town because anyone could be the killer. And David Lynch knew, he said, I don't want to ever reveal who killed Laura Palmer because the show will die as soon as we do that. But they actually got a a season and a half in, and the producers made him reveal the killer. So then what was interesting though is they got 2 episodes in the middle of season 2 where it switched to suspense, because then you did know who the killer was. And it's interesting because those are arguably the best episodes of the entire series. So but it's only because of the buildup a little bit, you know, but it's like, yeah, that's amazing, but you can't have that suspense for like 40 episodes, but you can have the mystery for 40 episodes, but the suspense can only hold for like 2. So that's kind of an aspect of it.
Yeah, like if you're ever making like a series or something or a story, it's if you have a big mystery and you're about to reveal what it is, you have to kind of like you'd have to set up a new mystery before revealing it that could then like straddle over and carry on. You know what I mean? Otherwise, there's no mystery.
Yeah, they kind of, I watched a little YouTube video on it, and they said that happened, that there was about, I don't know, like 6 episodes where they just had nothing and they're the worst. And then that took enough time to build up another decent mystery, and they had a good like last 2 or 3 or 4 episodes, and they had a really good series finale, but then it got canceled because of that dip.
Yeah, like if they built up the new mystery before and then the reveal could have fed into the new mystery as well, like yeah, it's a reveal, but there are more unanswered questions because of the reveal, then it could have had a better structure. I don't
know. And then the last thing I wrote is the Star Trek model, which kind of, this is almost like that Tarantino scene, but it's kind of where you start at the bottom and work your way up. So it starts with the status quo where you have nothing. Then the Tarantino kind of almost starts that way, you know, just status quo. Status quo is disrupted by an unknown force. Then it's the mystery. Then the threat level rises. Mystery you still don't know. Then the force is identified and known, still unresolved. At that point, it's suspense because you know what's going on. And then the threat level rises again. So you have like intense suspense, climax, forces confronted. So you switch from mystery to suspense halfway through the episode. And not all Star Trek did that, but a lot of them did. And it works like a goddamn charm. So that's like one possibility anyone can always do. So yeah, I don't know. That's the end. So now let's begin part 2. Play the cat thing. And
oh my gosh!
Wow. Okay.
Let's discuss. What point of view do we use in our stuff, and other ones that we could think of in films or comics and stuff?
Yeah, well, I was just thinking, as I said, that I know Rini Fiendish start is a mystery, and if it starts as a mystery, is like eventually, I guess you have to reveal, and then you deal with some suspense. Do you have plans for that? But it might be like way late, you know, down the series.
Yeah, I don't know. It's it starts as a mystery, but it's one of those things where I don't know if people would guess who the villain is. It's kind of hard to guess. It's just one of those things where I want a sense of suspense and worry until we figure out what's going on and where these demons are coming from and all that stuff. And afterwards, the story definitely switches tone in a way to being, speaking very generally because I don't want to spoil anything, to more of a direct conflict, but there is still mystery, though. I will say that, because it's sort of a series of mysteries. Like the way I structured it, it's fantasy mystery. So it's problem solving. It's like, okay, we figured out who the antagonist is or the villain is, but then, well, we need to solve this problem to combat them. Of wait, there's this other henchman that comes up, so how do we deal with that? And then we have to go find this thing to fight this person, and then put all the puzzles together. That's kind of how I structured Fiendish, but I don't know what that's called.
Yeah. It's like, I mean, maybe that's a lot of just the intrigue too. There's always a point of questions that the audience wants answered.
Yeah, like I'm saying, I never thought I actually really like mystery books. When I was a teenager, I read a bunch of John Grisham and stuff, and a bunch of like lawyer drama mysteries, but I never really studied how to create suspense. This is very interesting.
Well, it's cool because, you know, looking at point of view and stuff, there's so many different ways to tell the same story. Like if you just in the genre of like crime, whether it's Columbo, where you know everything up front, or a show like CSI, where you're in it with the detective team and they're working through things. You don't know who the guy is, for more than halfway through the episode. Something like Miami Vice, which we based a lot of the story structure of Magic Hop on, was you kind of see the crime, and then you see the police team or the Vice team or whatever, and they are interacting with that crime, and then it kind of breaks point of view, and you jump to the criminal, and now the audience knows who the criminal is, and the either the team doesn't or they do, and now the rest of the episode is about catching the criminal, before they could strike again or whatever. So it's very cool to see, all this is about structure and, how you put the ingredients in the blender and what comes out.
Yeah, as you're saying that, I thought of an example. Real quick, let me read Lieutenant Hughes just showing some love. Hail everyone, stay hard. Thanks, Lieutenant Hughes. Alex Verby, R.I.P. Dumbledore. His last
Dumbledore. Boring version of Dumbledore.
Summon self. I don't understand that reference.
Self? That's not a spell, Alex. That's not how it works.
Is that a teleportation spell? Summon self somewhere else?
I never watched Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Could. Well, I mean, if we're talking about Pathfinder mechanics, I mean, you could have a delayed action spell of sorts. You can set it as I don't know if you can set it as a rune, but you can have a reincarnation spell set as a rune or there are artifacts. Actually, no. There are artifacts or magical items that will reincarnate immediately upon a character dying. Okay, anyways.
What if it summons a clone of you? And you got two of you.
No, that can't happen. We actually had a magical mishap where that happened, but it's supposed to be the same soul when it's
so real quick, an example of really famous suspense. Sorry to cut you off, nerding out.
It's okay.
Oh, no, Narwhal, go on.
What's it called? In Silence of the Lambs, at that climax, there's two teams going to see two houses, and so the main team, they call what's the girl's name? Clarice. And so he's like, Clarice, we got him. We're going there now. So we're good. Like, so relax. And she's like, cool, chief. But she's like, I'm just going to check this last house or whatever. And you might guess where this is going. But so she's talking to that guy. The dude opens the door, and she's approaching the house, and then we see the FBI team. They raid the house, and it's like an old woman. It's like a false alarm, and then they're like, "Oh shit, Clarice is talking to the killer." And then you see the guy answer the door, and it is the killer that we've seen the entire movie. So then the suspense, it's like we know more than Clarice. She doesn't know that guy's the killer. We do. So we're screaming like, "Get out of the house! Get out of the house! Do not listen to that guy. Get out!" And she's like, she's just kind of doing her thing. It's like so suspenseful.
Yeah, and then when the lights go out, we're seeing through the bad guy's point of view, and she can't see anything.
Yeah. Because he wears some night vision goggles. Yeah.
You're making me wonder if there's like a limit on how many times you can switch a point of view within a story. Because I'm thinking about, say, sitcoms like Simpsons or Futurama. Like a lot of the times in Simpsons episodes, you'll kind of like see a little bit from the point of view of all family members as a situation like builds. Then it'll like usually switch into a couple of characters go off on a story, and then you have like one perspective shown on an A side, B side story.
Yeah.
But like, I wonder, are you making a bad story if you don't have a really strong defined point of view and you're just showing a world?
I actually don't think so. I think you can have as many point of views as you want. I mean, but it does take skill, because I think I can see a lot of writers getting distracted with, because the way, if your story is structured in a way where there is a protagonist, it doesn't matter if there are different points of views, the actual protagonist and the themes and the progression of the story will still be focused. But the key is to have different point of views, but not lose focus on where the story is going and who is driving the story forward. Case in point, The Song of Ice and Fire has 1,000,000,001 point of views, but there, you know who the core characters are, you know who the story is about. Or actually, maybe that's not such a great example because he seems to get distracted later on, but there is a hero's journey. It's Bran, by the way. And it would be nice if we went back to that, but I'm going to not go on a tangent.
So I think that's could be a reason why people get hung up and feel like it's daunting to write teen books, especially if they're not experienced at doing that or writing from a lot of perspectives or point of views and stuff like that. I agree with Irene where it's like you could have stories that have different points of views, but each of them should service a plot. Because I think another times when we see stories that have multiple points of views, there's multiple plots. There's an A and a B plot, so on and so forth. So those points of view should be servicing a plot. And it's interesting because like growing up in school and in like English class, I remember it being a big thing. It's like, don't make sure there's not multiple points of views, don't switch the point of view mid-paper or mid-story. That's a no-no.
Really?
I think, especially in like just like the language of it and grammar and stuff like that. But getting more into creative writing, I think it's sometimes necessary depending on the type of story you're telling. But there's a bunch of stories that are singular point of views, and that's how they go.
I'd say if it's like in a novel, it's probably a lot more poignant to watch out for that, right? Like a written short story. Because I haven't contemplated this before when it comes to making like animations and comics and stuff. Like I haven't actually thought about, like I think I've been doing it just feeling it out, but I haven't consciously thought about how many times you're switching point of view, whose point of view is this from, and how it might be important to like build that.
Yeah, I think it helps a lot. Sorry. I was just gonna say I think it does help to think about that though, even though I think point of view is more obvious in prose writing versus if we're doing comics or film. But just like Nara will explain for all these scenes in Star Trek and in Inglourious Masters, there is a point of view. It's just not as obvious as if you're reading a prose, and clearly it's like the character is saying, I saw this and I thought that. That's really obvious in prose, but you can, through filming and techniques and comic techniques, still display that. And I think that's also more engaging. It seems like it would be a great character building exercise. Like, okay, I'm drawing a comic, but I've decided this scene is from this character's point of view. So now I have to really understand how they think, and then I have to add internal dialogue and have them grow during this scene or chapter, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Fiendish 2 pretty clearly starts from the slave girl point of view,
right?
And then it like Phil was saying too, there's a couple little plots, like the dudes are getting ready on their journey, so they got some shit to take care of, so you're checking in with them. That's kind of switching. And I wonder if they meet up, if point of views clash, and then what it means is it like still one of them has, but then I think it might just be more like just you're the above kind of point of view of everyone at that point. If there's
no, it switches. I actually, because I thought of this because I like with Song of Ice and Fire so much. So I've set point of views for every section of the story. So first part of chapter 2 is Yomi. Second part is actually Iskall.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's sweet. And so it is like something you can consciously approach, and it affects it. And real quick, so we were talking about stories with one point of view. Those are usually like, mysteries, detective stories, because then you have the strong psychological connection with the audience and the detective. We only know what they know. We know them as they know it. But Twillis has a good question. What angle do you like more? The version where we follow the detective figuring it out, or or Sherlock Holmes, where the mystery gets solved quickly and then the mystery is how he figured it out? And that could be almost a little bit more like Columbo, even though Columbo is like, it just tells you because you see the bad guys. But then you always are curious about how he solved it at the end if he tells you. But I do kind of like that version, the first thing you mentioned, where it's completely we only know what the character knows and they slowly figure it out. I do like that a lot.
Same. I can imagine the second one is probably really hard to write because you've got to make that really interesting. The kind of like house mythology of how he explains.
Yeah. If it's just a little off, it could be like a plot hole or make you roll your eyes or something. And I thought of one other example. Again, it's Tarantino, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure when I started to figure this stuff out, I kind of immediately zoned in on Tarantino, and I was like, dude, he knows this stuff, and then he's deliberately, almost like mathematically utilizing it, and he's pretty much the only guy who does it that way. And it's funny though, he's very influenced by Brian De Palma, who's one of the only other guys who does it like that. And then he's very influenced by Hitchcock, who's one of the only guys who does it like that. So it's those three in this line of passing down, like the willingness to just go for suspense just for the sake of suspense, almost where that's like the highest priority, is to get the chess pieces ordered in the right way, where you just get a very suspenseful scene and just have fun with it. Where like Hitchcock used to say that's how he would pick projects. He wouldn't pick it based on the story, the characters. He'd pick it if it had one suspenseful scene, then he would pick it. Because you can't always get like 10 suspenseful scenes in a movie. It's actually kind of hard. Usually you just get one or two, because of the setup it takes and stuff. But in Django, there's a scene where Django and the cowboy dude who's teaching him, the German cowboy dentist guy, I forget.
Yeah.
They go in undercover to hang out with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Right. That's the scene I thought of too a little bit ago.
Yeah. So they're undercover. So they have a secret and we know their secret. So that we're kind of like, DiCaprio does not know their secret. So he's below, we're above with them. So they're our point of view. But then halfway through, the house slave guy pulls DiCaprio aside and tells him, hey, those two aren't who they say they are. And DiCaprio's like, keep it cool. And they go back in and they continue the dinner. But from that point, again, it's halfway. You'll always do it like halfway. It flips, like literal table turning. But then we know that they know, and we know that they don't know that they know. So we know everything. And that's the ultimate suspense. And it is funny, is like, who knows what when is like all it is. Very psychological. And when that is like in full effect, it doesn't matter what they say. Everything they say has subtext. The conversation, they could be talking gibberish and you would still be like on the edge of your seat. And on top of that, Tarantino will still write great dialogue, which is kind of fun. But that's definitely a good example of what we're talking about here with point of view.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What about you, Phil, for your team books and stuff? And even for the latest with the girl and then the monster, do you ever like switch to the monster's point of view more than the girl or something like that? Or
yeah, so especially in this new one, there's a back and forth because we're dealing in two separate areas. So she's in reality and he's in her mind. So we'll flip perspectives back and forth. And that's really fun to transition to. Like, that's something super fun in comics where you could do like the last panel transition into the first panel on the next page. Super fun things going from the imagination world in reality. But that story, I kind of treat them as one character, and I'll, especially near the beginning of the story, where it's their perspective. They're going through it. There is a mystery involved at the beginning, and these kids are being kidnapped. She stops a gang from kidnapping a child at the very start, and then all this mess ensues in her life, and we kind of round back to that incident, and all of that is wrapped together. So everything we learn about the villains, the hero learns at the same time. So it's kind of a basic, almost, Matrix-esque, they're the surrogate for us because we know as much as they do. Even so much so is Jasmine doesn't know about her powers or where they came from or why she could see her imaginary friend. And that's explained to us as well. At the same time, she learns it.
Yeah, sometimes people say the audience surrogate is like a cliche, but I think it's like super awesome because it's
so useful.
Yeah.
It's so useful. Like I mean, I absolutely love Futurama. I mean, the whole time, Fry's the surrogate for the human, like you going to the future. Like it works so well in every single situation. He's always in the dark, and people like have to explain so many things to him. You almost couldn't do that show very well without an audience surrogate.
Yeah, definitely. But it's something like with Magic Hop, that world is so different from our world that I kind of use the characters, the things they already know that we don't know, to kind of teach the reader about the world. I think that's kind of something you have to do kind of through conversation, dialogue, and plot points. Is like, if you have a world that's different from ours, you kind of have to teach the reader what's going on through those instances from the character's point of view, kind of slide those in there.
I agree. Having an everyman or just a character that needs things explained to them is really useful in settings that are really different.
It's kind of why Carnal's a bit of a retard, and even though he's lived there forever, like, and he's been hiding in the woods, so he'll go on adventures, and it's like he won't really know what's going on, and you can get a bit of comedy from that. But yeah, man, like, I'm thinking about point of view in Carnal, and I'm kind of coming to conclusions that, like, each scene is either someone talking about him, or it's like setting up something that's going to collide with him later, or whenever he's in a scene, it's either from his point of view or from someone's point of view perceiving him. Like it ends up, because I've never thought about this consciously, but looking back at the story, it is, the point of view is always revolved around one character in a sense, but even though the point of view like does change quite a bit.
Yeah, it does. In Carnal 1, you switch around to a lot of different scenes and POVs, but I think obviously Carnal is the focus, and with your new draft, how you introduced him earlier, that makes it clear. It's well done.
Yeah.
You read it?
I was a little curious if there could be like some kind of like weird combinations of like knowing stuff versus who knows and who doesn't know, and what the audience knows. Like if you're going, but I don't know.
You could misdirect. You could show something, and then the audience thinks they knows, but then you fake out, and you make the audience think it was wrong, but actually they were right the first time, and then but it would be a real big gamble.
Here's the unreliable narrator or whatever.
Yeah, I was literally just going to bring that up. There's something interesting. Have you ever seen the movie Angel Heart with Mickey Rourke and De Niro? Amazing film. It's told like one point perspective of this detective based in the 1930s maybe. But he's trying to find a missing person. A lawyer hires him because this guy, Robert De Niro, the person owes him money. So he goes to like New Orleans. He gets wrapped up in this voodoo occult stuff, and he's trying to, people end up being killed. And now he thinks the guy is looking for was either murdered or is a murderer. And I don't know if I should spoil it, but it's an unreliable narrator thing where the perspective that you're learning all this information from is, he doesn't even know he's unreliable. So that like twist where the main character can seemingly be unhinged and you don't even know it can have a really cool payoff. But that would be like that kind of like flash explosion moment where you didn't know this was an option and it blows up at the end, you know? So that's another way to use perspective as well.
Yeah, it's like if you're going to show anything from a point of view of a character, it almost like it has to be picked up again later, right? Like if you, and I'm just constantly while thinking about it, just imagining the over-the-shoulder shot where you see that you're pretty much from the character's point of view, gleaning a bit of information. Like, you can't just be throwing the point of view around everywhere if the information is not going to get used again.
Yeah. Yes, I heard someone say that Spielberg in Spielberg's movies, he shoots someone's face and he shoots what they're looking at. He shoots their face and he shoots what they're looking at. And they say that's all he does for 2 hours straight. And then it's over. I was like, that's kind of cool. That's like whatever, it works.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Now you're making me think about all the points of view in Jurassic Park that get jumbled around. When when you have like an ensemble cast and you're going around, you have 3 different adventures, like they split off as well from each other, and it's like the audience's overall point of view, really, of this park and of this place. Like it's telling the story of a place by juggling all these points of view of people who are like having to maneuver it.
Yeah. I was wondering about that of like when some people, because I mentioned it in the beginning, but I didn't fully figure this out. But when they say, I'll pull it back up again. But what is if people say the camera is a character? Have you ever heard that? Like, I'm like, so the camera is a character. What that would almost be like in Jurassic Park. Like, so there's like a third god that's watching stuff and being entertained, and the audience gets to be privy to that. That would usually, because it is almost like usually it's like a god thing, it can look at whatever it wants. That usually would be suspenseful, and Jurassic Park is suspenseful. But I don't know.
Yeah, no, I use that. I feel like I use that character as a camera as a character a lot, and I was thinking, wait, have I screwed up because I'm not showing a really strong point of view from a character?
Yeah, it's like if the camera's a character, maybe sometimes that means is like, does it have a personality, like curiosity or whatever? And you can kind of get some.
The camera has an arc. The camera has like a desire line throughout the whole
Yeah, it can have interests. Like Tarantino's camera likes feet for some reason.
Well, the camera, if the camera is a character, the personality of a camera, so to speak, is the style of your story, right? That's interesting, because that's how it turns out. It's like because what it is how you frame things, what you choose to show and not to show. And in comics, do you show something just within panel, or you can frame things so it seems a certain way but it's not, or you can cut away. All these techniques are the camera. Yeah,
it's like whatever you're deciding to show is revealing like the personality of the story, and it could be your personality.
Yeah.
It's almost like the camera is the theme.
Yeah. There's an example of that I heard from a podcast talking about Peter Bogdanovich when he was dating the girl who got murdered by the Manson cult. Do you guys remember her name? I forget it right now.
But Sharon Tate?
Yeah, Sharon Tate. Because she was in a movie that he made, and I forget what it's called, like something weird, like some kind of forgotten 70s movie. And supposedly it's pretty good. But they said that he shot her in a very loving way where you can tell that he's in love with her the way he shot her. And I was like, interesting. I wonder what that means. But even talking now, I'm like, I think I get it. It just means like there's more shots of her than there kind of needs to be. There's more interest. The camera's very interested in her and like interested in like looking at her, even though the story might be some other stuff, it would keep checking in with her, that kind of stuff. But and then she got killed.
Yeah, that was sad.
Yeah,
those damn dirty hippies.
Yeah.
Do you ever do you subscribe to the channel Studio Binder? Is it great?
I can't remember what I've watched, but I know that YouTube channel a little bit.
Yeah, it's all about filmography, storytelling, and they break down, use examples of film and stuff. Really good. I just watched a video on characterization. That was very, very good, insightful for storytellers. Everybody should follow them.
I'm now subscribed.
Yeah, really good. Good voiceovers on that channel. Yeah, they were talking about characterization, direct and indirect characterization to build your characters and make them believable and good. And it's really interesting. I liked it.
Yeah, I heard Scorsese once say, because someone said like that amateurs, they want to put the camera behind a fireplace with the fires flaming up in front of the camera while the conversation's going on, because it's like a cool shot or whatever. And someone said that to like Scorsese, and he kind of laughs and he goes, are they implying that is there someone hiding in the fireplace? Because like then it would make sense to have that shot, but there's never it makes sense to have it otherwise.
Wait, that's bullshit, though.
I think it would
That's
be
like that's
distracting.
an interesting framing device. At least it would work for comics.
Yeah, maybe that is interesting.
Yeah. Shot through the window. If you have for example, if you have a comic panel of two characters talking through the window, does that mean someone's watching them through the window? Doesn't make sense.
I get that. I feel like it would differ between comics and film too, though. Like if that's in a film, it would feel like there's someone hiding there. In a comic, I wouldn't get that feeling. Like if it's a steady cam shot through the window, even, but you can have it as like a lead into a scene. But if you were to stay there for a while and then keep cutting back to
it depends on the overall framing. You're right.
I think there would be too much motion. There would be so much motion in the foreground, it would distract, and then yeah, I think it would work so much better illustrated.
Yeah, work in a comic. Yeah, no, probably not in film.
Yeah, and like framing is interesting too, and it's like a little different. I think I'm looking for an example in Hotel Story. I might be able to show you guys.
I watched this film called Missing. I didn't finish it, but it's all filmed through social media, like a webcam. This girl's mom goes missing in Colombia, I think Colombia, and so almost every shot is a desktop with FaceTime open and what the camera sees in this girl's bedroom, which is like Google searching the hotel her mom stayed at, and then messenger messages that she's talking to people and hacking into people's emails and shit. It's really weird.
Is it a camera? Is it a camera filming the screen, or is it like the direct screen?
Yeah, it's direct capture.
Oh wow, interesting. Right. That's a very modern, new age kind of filming technique. But
I kind of hate modern stuff like that, where it's like, oh, this is totally dated now, which it's gonna happen just by assimilation, like naturally assimilating to modern times. But there's part of me that's like, oh, I don't want this to feel like it came out at a specific point in time.
I think it'll be a novelty in the future, looking back.
Well, now you're making me think of found footage films like Blair Witch Project, and there was that big alien attack movie. I can't remember what it was, where they went like in the underground railways. Like that's an interesting point of view thing. When you're from the point of view of like, you are the kind of like the camera. That camera could get picked up and passed between people the whole time during the film too.
Yeah, has anyone done a found footage comic?
No, but I've thought that would be cool. Whenever I think someone was mentioning they were writing a little something like that way back in early CG, but it hasn't come out yet.
Oh yeah, Clover.
It is a good idea.
Now, what would this be? What would be a found comic?
Oh, damn, that's a good idea.
That work? Because comics aren't just like film. It's not just someone picks up. It's not like effortless like that. You know?
I got it. No. I got it. It would be. It would be someone's scribble. It would be like almost their diary in comic form, maybe, and you can like see you find it as if it's something someone made, and it implies about the person.
It would be barely a comic, but it could be a diary or a collage of diary entries and notes and pictures, but it could be like a comic. It would be cool.
Yeah, you know what it could be is it could be that it's post-apocalyptic and people are roaming around, and bands of strong barbarians, they keep artists around once in a while as like note takers for history. Like
you must tell the tales of our
he kind of likes having this court jester comic book artist around who was like weak and would have died, but he draws for food, and then like they get ransacked and everyone dies, but then they find his comics about the old band and what they did.
Yeah, it could be like you have the narration and he's saying this shit happened and I'm having to write it down now. And it's like them having notes and drawings of stuff that happened. But I know what you actually mean, Phil. You mean something way less meta. You just mean like same size shots across the whole thing. And then it's like what you would get from a found footage thing, but through a comic.
Like if Blair Witch was a comic, that could be cool.
Yeah, I don't know. It would probably be dumb.
A lot
Yeah,
of
it would
black
be one
on the
thing. It would be
pages.
hard to draw if you have to draw the wide angle perspective from an environment.
I like that chronicler idea. Didn't they do that in? There was some cowboy movie I was watching where the guy was hired to chronicle this gunslinger's, great stories.
Yeah, that's the main Western that everyone loves.
Is it Unforgiven?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was.
Yeah.
Phil, you make me think. Maybe a whole comic, it would feel a bit like artsy, masturbatory. But you could probably have a part in a comic where they find a camera or something and then watch it back, and you have like a sequence from them watching it. Like, yeah, you could. It might even feel like set piece like.
There's this
if you dipped into that.
There's this terrible horror film series that I think my girlfriend likes them, or she just like torturing me, making me watch them. It's called VHS, and it's all about found videotapes, and then it's an anthology, basically, short story horror thing.
I've seen that.
Video game like that.
Yeah, I don't remember it that well. I think it's kind of scary.
There's like a video game where you go into like mini stories, and there's like mini games you play, and it's like PS1 imitation graphics.
Oh yeah.
And each game is like a different style of game in the horror game genre, and you go through them. I saw some gameplay videos that it's really good. I wish I could figure out what the name was. It looked really cool, but yeah.
All right, is this the second half now?
Guess so. Let's go.
Cat video.
Do I have it? I think I do. Oh, Rini, can you share it so I can play it?
He's never going to have any of the videos for this show. Okay.
Maybe I could play some Destruction Derby footage.
I'll find it. It's gonna be really janky, but
Alex BRB, get your meme in early, because I think this is probably gonna be a very short show. So get your meme in early.
Apparently Narwhal's in a huge rush to just be over with.
Next week, are we switching? So my host.
Do you want to? If you want to, you can, because it's a good opportunity for you to get a guest. Just say it. It's up to you.
Next week's going to be the spooky episode for the first episode in October.
Yeah, we'll have the new art. Yeah, look, we don't have to rush. Why are we rushing? Yeah, so it's October, it's Halloween. I'm gonna do new intro animation for us. I did the designs of our Halloween versions of us already. Like, check this out. Look, we got a Phil is a beast man. Hopefully he doesn't have beast man AIDS. Rini is the Wicked Witch. We got the Franken Wall and a skeleton hyperwiz. So yeah, I'll do an intro. But yeah, mine's gonna be on horror as a genre. It's gonna be horrors as a genre. I'm gonna break down some horrors live. Yeah, horror. So hopefully we can all do like spooky-ish themed shows, because it's a month, 4 weeks. We get like all 4 episodes in during the month of October.
Horror. Maybe I'll do mine on ghost stories.
That would be cool.
Ghost.
What makes a good ghost story?
Yeah, like urban legends. I was thinking about just reading some poetry.
Okay.
Poe's got them ghostly stories.
It's not clipping, it's school.
Wow, it's actually playing right.
Yeah, my internet's back. I forgot
Amazing.
what that was. I forgot I asked you to share it, Rini, so I clicked on it and it startled me. I thought it was some.
I thought you
I thought
did
it
that
was
on
Vaughn or something.
purpose. Oh my god, we're such a mess. Well, welcome to the second half of the show, everybody.
Yeah.
Part
Yeah. Now there's no more pressure to perform. We don't have to entertain you guys. We just hang out.
Yeah. Oh, going to sleep. Good night.
Yeah.
I have something to
Um,
share. This was interesting. Unless you have something that doesn't
Oh
change.
yeah. Throw it up.
All right, let's see here. This is fun fact.
Tech Zombie bought that art, by the way. Thank you, Tech Zombie. That was crazy.
Let me see if I can zoom in on this a little bit. Let's see. Author J.R.R. Tolkien was a big fan of J.K. Rowling. Actually based his character Gollum on Dobby the house elf from Harry
Whoa.
Potter. I didn't.
That's
realize-
crazy. J.R. Tolkien like had a time machine.
Oh my
and
god.
everything?
Oh my god.
I
Okay.
didn't realize
Okay.
Yeah, Rini, you're a big Lord of the Rings. How is this? What is this revelation like for you?
It all makes sense now, right? Yeah. I mean,
Dobby is racist and Gollum is not. That's the difference.
Isn't that the difference?
I knew J.K. Rowling was old, but damn, girl, you look good for being about 100, I guess.
Yeah, I saw this on X today.
Nice. What about this?
956 idiots. My faith in the human race is completely gone now.
Phil, if you got more, I'll be ready. But let's all let's click on one of these, but we got to pick one.
A drowning man will clutch at a straw.
Yeah, where is that? Oh yeah. Okay,
I mean,
what
that-
do you think it means though?
Someone
means-
who's like desperate for an argument will still make the weakest argument they can.
I don't think it has to do with straw man arguments. I think it just means
Okay.
a guy who's like super in like whatever, down on his luck. Anything is good to him. Even the most worthless thing is still good to him.
I think
So,
it's someone that has a lot already. I don't know. What is it?
It says, what's the meaning of clutch at straws? Try any route to get out of a desperate situation, no matter how unlikely it is to succeed. Oh.
I mean, mine
Oh,
kind of
clutch
makes
at straws. Clutch. Wait. That
Clutching at straws, yeah.
Yeah, you're clutching at straws.
Mm-hmm.
It's a long shot, but it's everyone goes for it.
Yeah, when I said argument, I didn't mean a straw man argument. I meant they'll try and get whatever argument they can together, like literally clutching at straws for an argument.
Yeah, gotcha.
Interesting.
You're clutching at straws.
Did you guys see the new Matilda movie?
No, was it apparently a musical?
It was Matilda the musical on Netflix. I started watching it and shut it off after 5 minutes. And
What was it like?
It was nonstop singing, and it was like that. You know how like
Phil hates musicals.
no, I enjoy.
I know you love
musicals,
performing arts, so
but
how can it be that bad?
It's how like Hamilton came out, and then everything has to be like Hamilton, where it's like hip hop musical and it's like modern and shit. It was like that, and it was really annoying. And then so I'm like, girlfriend, put on the real Matilda. So we watched the real Matilda, and it was amazing as always. Directed by, you guys know who directed that?
No.
Johnny Directenstein.
A one Danny DeVito directed it.
He directed it?
What?
Wow.
Danny DeVito. It was great. And then as I was watching it, I'm like, this seems like a Stephen King story, except at the end, she doesn't murder a bunch of people like Matilda.
You're right.
And then I'm like, did Stephen King rip this off to make Carrie? And no, Carrie came before Matilda.
Oh, so Matilda ripped Stephen King off.
It might be Roald Dahl might have been like, I'm gonna make a children's version of Carrie.
It's funny.
Nice.
Funny. So that was great.
I actually didn't
How many-
watch the movie. I only heard about.
You haven't seen Matilda, the original?
Oh, it's really good.
It was one of the like 5 VHS tapes that we would watch at my dad's. It was that Casper the Friendly Ghost,
Yes.
Dumb and Dumber,
Yes.
James and the Giant Peach.
Yes.
Yeah,
What about-
these are all the films that we're allowed to watch at my
What
dad's.
about Mrs. Doubtfire?
Yes, Mrs. Doubtfire, one of the films. Yes.
Yeah.
The Mask was on there too. Yes.
Irene seen 0.
Oh, these are the tapes. If you like go and stay at your dad's and you never see him, you just go in a room and watch the tapes.
Yep.
And don't talk to anyone.
Me at my grandmother's house.
I read the books. I know y'all
read
in
the
America and Britain land apparently don't read books growing up.
I'm Irene. I've read more than 5 books. I can read more than 30 pages a week of a book.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to brag.
You read the novelization of Mrs. Doubtfire?
No, not that one. No.
That one's so
I
good.
wonder if there is a novelization of Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yeah, what's the point of view in that? I guess it's probably Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yeah.
Hook is another good one. Hook, classic.
Well, yeah, we didn't have that. We didn't have none of the Muppet movies.
No, I didn't. I still haven't watched Hook. I've been told a million times I need to.
Hook doesn't hold up. Hook's bullshit if
No?
you watch it today.
Oh,
Bangarang.
words.
Noel quote, Hook's bullshit. It vexes him.
Hey, don't put
Gonna
words
get
in my mouth.
refunds.
Great. The only bad part of Hook. The only bad part of Hook is Tinkerbell. I thought
Yeah,
she's
that
like
part.
she.
I don't know if I've watched Hook.
She's not even that hot. Julia Roberts is not hot.
Mm.
She's more like Stinkerbell.
I'm just saying it. Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm just saying it.
all right.
Well, yeah, that's what I had to talk about. I guess that's it.
Cool.
More proverbs, eh?
Yeah. What other proverbs?
Or paper
I
clips.
think the secret to life is in these proverbs. What about this? A house is not a home.
What?
Well, yeah, you could have a
I
house.
mean,
It's like an abandoned
technically-
house.
Yeah. I think it means that you buy it and it's nothing until you make it special.
Yeah, like your house is now becoming a home. Now you're renovating it.
Yeah.
My place that Kite slowly became just a place to live. I think, look, you know that bookcase used to be? That whole wall's blank now. I'm doing like a huge declutter and like bought some new shelving units and stuff. I'm making my place a home. It's not a house, it's an apartment.
Yeah,
My place will never become a home. Look, completely empty.
Serial killer.
Huh?
We've done the same thing. Both like completely like look, both of them are both
No,
of them
I'm renovating. I'm getting.
Are you guys in
my
the same
floors
house?
That would
Yeah,
be
I'm in her
weird.
I'm in her converted shed.
Oh no! Right? Yeah, I forgot. I locked Jake back there to color for me. I don't even tell those colors.
I did used to work in a converted shed that had no windows, and I think I slowly went insane.
Did that when you picked up your energy drinking habit?
No, back then I had a Lucozade drinking habit, which isn't really an energy drink; it's like glucose. But yeah, oh god, man, the energy drinking habit that started back in like high school when I'd have to hand my GCSE coursework in. I'd be like, I haven't done it. I need to stay up all night doing it, and like I'd get 2 cans of Red Bull. And I drink them slowly throughout the night. I'm like, gonna have half of the Red Bull now and then wait a couple of hours. And nowadays it's like, wake up, I'll just drink 6 of them. But yeah.
What other
Sounds about right.
Oh, I just got a new PC today, guys. So my internet's not gonna be shite anymore.
Congrats.
I don't know
Nice.
if the PC influences how good the internet is, Phil. I don't know if that's how computers work.
That's how my old so you want to see my old computer? What I've been streaming on for the last fucking 2 years?
He whips out a
now?
Raspberry Pi.
It's not
It's
dissimilar
like a
from a Raspberry Pi.
1989 Mac.
This is the computer.
Oh, you got like an all-in-one. That's not even a shuttle
Oh.
PC. That's like, yeah.
So
Wait, that's what I have.
so I don't
The exact same one.
No.
It's very small. So I had this, and I guess there was like some cap on the internet that it could get. So it would run slower if I was hardlined in, and it would run faster if I was on Wi-Fi. So I've been on Wi-Fi, and whenever I stream on my Monday shows, for some reason, whenever I stream with my brother and he's at his place and I'm at my place, I just lag like crazy. So now we took some of the YouTube money and have a new PC, and it lights up. Glows.
Nice. Chinese proverbs are way more weird than English proverbs.
Really?
Like this one says, Chinese proverb. This says, a team of horses will struggle to chase down a spoken word. At first glance, I was like, what the fuck does that mean, China? Come on. But then it says, it means a word spoken can never be taken back, or a promise must be kept. I'm like, oh, China. Yes.
Go China. Wait, I'll take that back.
Yeah.
How dare you?
I'm sorry.
Good job, Phil.
Yeah, good job. Not.
A nod's as good as a wink to a blind horse. That's just as confusing as a Chinese one. Nod. What does that mean? I'm just gonna.
Have you guys thought of? I read either. Did I read this somewhere? Did I hear advice on world building? To sort of in line towards adding pizzazz to your story, which is what I'm working on now. I think it's like you can have your character development down, and then you have your plot down, and all the logic works. But the last step that really makes your story stand out is like the style of it, right? And one thing you can add that, especially if you're doing actually in any story, because even if the story is set in the real world, you can come up with these sayings and repeated lines that really exemplify what the story is about. And especially if it's fantasy world, you can have like the way characters say goodbye to each other is different than our world, and it's really memorable. And you know how catchphrase like "winter is coming" in the Song of Ice and Fire, you remember that. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, those things. Do you guys do that? Have you guys thought about that?
Oh yeah, I've definitely thought about that recently. I think I brought this up when I was talking about the Dark Tower, how Stephen King in that world, it's even though it's a mixture of our world and like a mid-worldy, like almost Knights of the Round Table with cowboys, the things that they say and the colloquialisms, like as a diss, he'll say you've forgotten the face of your father, and like that is like a prominent, like remembering your father and disappointing your father is a big thing in how they speak to each other. And they'll say Heil in that as well to each other, and stuff like oaths, like the Green Lantern's oath, like that's a really stylized thing. The gunslingers in Dark Tower have an oath like that as well. I forget what it is. It's like, I do not shoot with my hand, I shoot with my gun, stuff like that. And I'll look it up and read it to you guys. It's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, like on the flip side, if you were to use too modern a phrase, like an our world phrase, like cringe, like if you have a fantasy world and everyone's like saying that's cringe, you'd kind of get taken out of it. It would almost have the opposite value.
Yeah. Here's the oath. It says, I do not shoot with my hand. He who shoots with his hand has forgotten the face of the father. I shoot with my mind. I do not kill with my gun. He who kills with his gun has forgotten the face of his father. I kill with my heart.
Ooh, yeah.
I think it goes on a little for longer, but yeah, it's pretty badass. Like all that is like, it's similar to the way we speak, but there's all of like phrases like that. You could tell there's history in this world that we don't know about. You know, someone created that in this world, and it makes it super cool and vast. So yeah, I've thought about that a lot for some of my future IPs of like, how do I grab that? Because it's so gripping for the reader.
Yeah, that stuff is hard.
Yeah, getting a little repetitive phase. I did one accidentally in Earthbound because people kind of were repeating it afterwards, and I didn't think about it. But it was, they say like, for greater glory to the 13th sponsor. That's like a as they leave the conversation or whatever.
Yeah.
And so people they're like, oh, the world building. I'm like,
It's
world building.
Earthbound's Hal
I just
Hitler.
made up one phrase, and they're like, what's the 13th sponsor? I'm like, I don't know. If you give stuff numbers, then it like implies cool shit, kind of, because like, oh, there must be 12 more of them.
I think those phrases, you almost can't force them, though. It's almost like you have to just have the characters and the plot and the world building all there, and then and then just really think hard about it, and then eventually a phrase will pop out naturally.
I don't. Maybe. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah.
You can replace deities as well. Like if we usually say "Oh my God," they could say "Oh my something else," or
Sure.
Yeah.
by certain deity's beard, or by Odin's beard, but like your own version.
Yeah. Casimir says Godzilla's tits all the time. At least that's my intention going forward, because that's the god he follows.
Yeah,
Nice.
like all the blocks pray to like the All Father, and it might not even be a god; it might be like a real thing. But they're always like wondering, like, "Oh, the All Father's gonna see what we're doing."
They have. I just found. I guess there's a StephenKing.com, and this is the Dark Tower Center, and there's a language of mid-world glossary, just from the series. And this is they talk about in the series low speech and high speech. So this says the words found in the glossary are from the low speech that are common tongue of mid-world. Within the glossary, you'll find important words, common phrases, names, places, such as "I've forgotten the face of my father" and "I cry your pardon." So that's like, "I'm sorry." They say that all the time in this. And there's also a high speech glossary too, which is crazy. That's so cool.
Wow. Huh.
Let's see.
Hmm.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah,
a 7-book series. So
His own world's version of like hoity-toity and common speak.
yeah.
Technically, Nanarsa is hoity-toity speak, because when the characters are speaking English in text, in Fiendish they're not speaking English. It's Arvosa, which is a lower form of speech that's more malleable. But Nanarsa is the clerical speech that has been preserved on purpose over time, and it's an ancient language, kind of like ecclesiastical Latin or just Latin, and versus the other languages of Europe. So that's how that works. I think world building. Someone in chat said, I've heard this a lot though. So with how modern speech pulls people out of fantasy, and I think I actually did do that in Fiendish, but I did it on purpose because I didn't want to use hoity-toity fantasy speech. But it's a fine line to walk. I think some people had a problem with it. Well, a lot of people were like, they were weirded out, but I haven't had anyone say, well, I just can't read this anymore, because it's like a fine line between saying, well, sometimes Casimir will call somebody a jackass or dumbass or moron, but he wouldn't use really modern internet terms like cringe or base. Like that would be too far. So it's like there's a gray area.
Yeah.
But yeah, because I'm not doing standard fantasy. That's what I wanted to show, but it's probably not obvious at first.
Yeah, I've said it a bunch of times before. If you have a character that doesn't come from the world too, you could get them to say real world phrases that wouldn't fit in with the fantasy world either. Or even if you have a fantasy character come into the real world in a story you're doing, you can, use the same tactics in having their speech to show that change and have those terms in it, so you can see that they're from somewhere else.
Yeah, character voice is really useful. And it's not just character. You can do that with accents, but also just the way they speak. And it takes a lot of dialogue. Writing just like basic bitch dialogue is not that hard, but if you want like good dialogue, is so hard, and it's almost, I don't know how else to do other than just going over it a million times. But it's so, like, when you read dialogue that is so well done, every word is chosen carefully almost, and you can just, even without the text, or you know who's speaking the lines. I think that's what good dialogue is. If you don't see the indicator of Ella said this or John said this, that's their line, that's good dialogue. I love reading books like that. Richard Cahill said Jackass is almost 300 years old. Is it? Well, there you go. I have a pass.
Cook's pretty old too.
Apparently, simp is also a really old word. Is
Really?
like, yes, it goes way
How
back.
old is the word simp? Let's check that out.
Yeah, I rewatched Amadeus a few weeks ago when I was fulfilling Earthbound. That's like a 3-hour movie all about what's his
Mozart?
face? Mozart, yeah, and it's like great. But I almost suspect I was trying to think, are they just talking modern? But the actors don't speak in accents, and that's like a creative decision. And I kind of dig it in that case. It's kind of cool. It's like, oh, it's like kind of it feels modern, the story, even though it's an old story.
Yeah, I liked how in the Witcher games, the Witchers didn't have like hoity-toity European accents. They just talk like Americans.
They all sound American. It is interesting. It's definitely a bit weird if you're not non-American as well. It makes them feel super modern because they then feel like film characters if you're outside of America and you hear that accent on them.
Interesting.
What about in the games?
Yeah, in the games.
That's what you're talking about in the games, not the show.
Yeah. In the
Okay.
games, they sounded American. Well, not everybody. It's sort of It's sort of a.
That's weird.
Well, that's weird because I was gonna say almost the sorceresses had an accent and the witchers had an accent, but then Triss had an American accent. I don't fucking know why, but it was mixed.
It's interesting because the guys that made the game, they're from Poland too, right? It's a Polish company.
Yeah, it's a Polish, but it was they made a decision. I forgot why. There was in the making of, they explained why they went with an American accent. But I kind of liked it. I felt like it stood out and made me feel like, well, this isn't your runabout fantasy, which it isn't. It kind of takes fantasy and flips it on its head. What is this? American English seems modern because of American movies. Yeah, American English is actually an older accent, isn't it?
Yeah, but you would.
That sounds now.
It's supposed to be like a snapshot of like what British was back then, but it must have also evolved too.
It has, but it's closer to like Shakespearean English than modern British English. Or so I've heard.
All Americans speak Shakespearean, so when we're like speak English properly, it's like, well, actually, dude, we're like we're like actually we're like totally Shakespearean and shit. Oh, you got them printed?
What?
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's adorable.
I printed a bunch of them.
What did you get? Like a pin board or something?
No, I printed like all the pictures.
Serial killer board
of all of our comic buddies printed. This one was really weird. So this was in Tampa. Brandon and Nick and I went to go get Starbucks, and then Joe Ball saw us from his balcony and took a picture.
That's so like stalker shit, dude.
It's gotta be through the blinds. He should have taken it through some blinds as well, like investigated Miami Vice style.
Like paparazzi picture. Well, you can see the window or like the framing on the sides, right?
It's the rails from the balcony, I think.
Oh my god, that is the paparazzi picture.
Just from the perspective, you can tell that it's like zoomed in a lot.
Yeah, I'm so glad I snapped that one while you were there. That was so fun.
That's great.
Yeah, so you can get the pictures from like Walgreens for 30 cents each or something. So like I got like 80 pictures for $30.
Yeah, you can take like just a little flash USB thing full of them and print them all off, right?
Wow.
Yeah, well, you could do it online too. This is from last year in Houston, Missouri. Cecil and I, and Mr. Big. He's behind the pictures.
Back in the days when Cecil was still masked up.
Yeah, masked up, and when he remembered who I was.
But did he forget you at some point?
No, he didn't. He never
forgot. He squeezed. Oops, sorry. Nice. Oh yeah, that's the time that you had that we didn't. So screw.
Yeah, it was awesome. You
How
guys
long
should
did it
have
take
came.
to go down that river?
Dude, 3 hours. It was awesome. There's Chad Townsend, my boy Chad.
You got no
Nice.
silverfish
Hail
swimming up your
Chad.
dick?
Took a long time.
Hey, look at this, you guys. 410, 19.5.
Oh, so close to 20,000.
Yay! Hold on, my headphones are off. I can't
Nice.
hear anybody.
35 people watching. What if we reach 20K tonight?
That would be
That's what I
amazing.
want.
Has everybody watching back this book?
Maggot, fun my
Have you? We'll cyberbully you if you haven't. If you're a bot, then you're welcome here, but it's okay.
Damn bots.
And yeah, bots are allowed on this channel. It's okay. But if you're not a bot, then back this book.
If you're sexy bots,
Yeah.
you're allowed.
Get it? It's a if you haven't already read Fiendish, even if you haven't, it's a great one-shot story, and it's very emotive, and it's gonna be as colored as best as I can.
It's gonna be colored amazingly.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
gonna be perfect.
I updated the campaign page, by the way. I put up another page. It's just inks, but if you're gonna, por favor, scroll down. Switch up the covers a bit, but here's a couple of pages that Jake colored really quickly, and there you go.
That new page.
You scroll right past it. So.
It's a new page. It's black and white.
Oh well, it's sold out. Come on.
No, not the
scroll
art.
up.
That's
scroll
a sketch card, a page like onto the left side.
Right
there.
Yeah,
it's right there. Yes.
I was looking at the tiers. Yeah, that looks great. Nice.
I'm coloring that scene now, and I'm trying to color it all as one scene instead of just doing page by page. I'm trying to get colors that work for the whole scene because that's like a pretty dramatic. That scene's got a pretty dramatic moment in it, so I like want to build up to it.
Yeah, that's good. That's kind of how I mean, that's how comic coloring should go. You should go scene by scene. It's like just like animation and how Pixar and Disney to have like color boards, and so you establish color schemes for every scene, and then you go in and you apply it. So there you go. Nice. Wonderful. I can't wait to see this color. I want to have a color. Sorry. Oh, I was just gonna say all the inks are done. I'm holding off on showing too much because it's only 25 pages. I mean, I say only. It's a lot happens in 25 pages. I think I figured out the pacing a lot more. I think I was really excited when it's like going from chapter 1 to 2 and then 2.5. I feel like I was like, I figured out like how I want to tell the story almost. It's like it was like the story slowly grew, and I love it. But a lot I think happens in chapter 2 and in 2.5 as well. But because there's a lot of spoilers, I can't show too much. 2.5 is the premise is about how Casimir survived after Dorvo, after the destruction of his hometown. He was saved by a hunter named Octo, which is the guy in the horn bone helmet you guys have seen, and he was also in the flashback in chapter 1. But how exactly did that happen, and what are the trials and tribulations Casimir had to go through afterwards? I'm very proud of the story. I'm sure you guys are going to love it, and Jake's going to do a banging job.
I've got I have the 2 pages before this currently on my screen. I could show it really small and backed away if you just want to see the overall color palette.
This is very spoilery.
Doesn't matter then.
Yeah.
Nope.
Okay, cool. But yeah, I've been during my big overhaul of my place and like decluttering it. I keep going back and like puttering away at it.
Irene, do you like take notes of like rules as you invent them, like as you're going? You're like, oh, note to self, do more of this or less of this. Do you have any examples of like you mentioned as you've been figuring out what you want to do?
Yeah. Let me think. There's this whole like diamond panel thing I started doing in chapter 2. I don't think I have any in 2.5, but I didn't really have, because 2.5 I wanted to cover a lot of ground in 25 pages, so I didn't really linger on any scenes that long. But in 2 I kind of did some like portrait or inlay panels are diamond shaped, because Fiendish has a sort of hexagon or diamond motif everywhere. That's sort of the visual design. But like as far as the sort of My proudest accomplishment is the boo over. I've talked about that. Very important that I put that out there. But also nobody got that reference. But
Is that
Blue
making the
O?
boobs bigger?
no,
Oh yeah, the boobs cutting the panel. Yes.
yeah,
The boob break. The booby break.
yeah. It's hard to with like the paneling. I guess it's kind of hard to sum it up. It's more with how the characters act and how they talk. I really figured out a lot of things in chapter 2, but I guess there's a scene in chapter 1 where it was a moment to moment of Casimir was walking alongside Iskall and the caravan, and it was just Casimir's narration. He was really annoyed at the merchant just yapping on, and Casimir was thinking, I can't hear anything. This guy is so annoying. And wait, I can't hear anything. The forest is silent. And then he realizes something is wrong, because when the forest is silent, that means the predator is around. And then he turns around. Anyways, it was a sequence of vertical panels like that, and it kind of slowed time down. And I really like using that paneling device. And I use it again in chapter 2 in a scene with Yomi pretty early on. And I think that's something I'm going to use again and again where appropriate, because I think that works really well.
Cool. Yeah.
I'm just trying to be more clever with my paneling. In chapter 2, there was a page where I just like I took a cue. There was a page in Black Sad that was like really cool, where Black Sad was just fighting this guy who like tried to break into his apartment, and he killed him. And then he was just like so exhausted, he just like lay down next to this corpse. And then Horno Granito just drew the page upside down. It was like you could just draw a normal down shot of like Black Sad just lying there next to this guy he just killed, but he was like, let me flip it. And I love that so much. So I did something similar in 2.5, but then I realized, well, I Dutch all the panels, and I'm trying to play around with paneling a little more, because it's supposed to be a disconcerting scene. Like Casimir is just lying there feeling a certain way, and I wanted it like the paneling should reflect the emotions. You guys will see when you get the book.
Cool.
What kind of paneling do you want to explore in 3? Because you're about to start thumbnailing that. Like, are you going to do more splash pages and things like this? Is one paneling thing that I really love that I do in Carnal, which is like you have the panel over the top of both pages to set a scene, like in a really big establishing shot, and then you have like panels under it. Hold on, let's see.
After that, I think I want to show you guys the first 8 pages of Hotel Story too.
Ooh.
I think there's boobs here, but like it's like this. It's like you have a panel that goes over the 2 pages, and then some panels in it. Oh, there's a dead character there. There's so much stuff I can't show in this. Like a page like that, and I've got like it happens again. I've got like a page where it like instead of having just a splash page, like this splash page cuts into this one as well, so it feels like a wipe. And then there's like on this scene, there's like a big panel at the top, and then like some cut in at the bottom. Just playing around with the width that you can get out of the full page. Like on this one, it's like this transitions from like a map of a place into the place that it's a map of across the scene. But yeah, are you thinking of exploring anything like that, or are you worried about doing too many spreads and stuff?
No, the chapter 3 opens with the spread, so I've been holding off on doing double spreads, because for some inane reason, it's like starting out a comic, a lot of, especially with the way I did it, I was kind of like, let me just like figure it out as I go, because not the story, but the storytelling, because I sort of approach it like, well, even Berserk chapter 1 was all janky, and like Miura is trying to figure things out. It's a very common thing in manga to kind of like I firmly believe, like, as long as you know where your story is going and you know your characters, like, you can figure out the style as you go. It's almost inevitable. So because if you don't just make peace with the fact that you're going to slowly figure out the style of this comic, and you can't do that until you just fucking start drawing it, you're just never going to get a comic done. And I know people just never get anything done. So with chapter 1, there was a lot of like. At first, I thought I might put a lot of this material on into digital releases, so that's why I didn't do double spreads, because double spreads don't look good if it's like a scrolling format. But now I've completely gone back on that. Fiendish is a print book, so I'm doing more spreads in chapter 3. I think you guys are gonna like it. It opens on this like gorgeous spread of the forest and stuff.
Yeah,
Nice.
I'm coloring it in spreads too in 2.5, so I can see how both pages look with each other whilst coloring it.
Awesome. Good.
Yeah, I like the youthful energy when people just jump in. Earthbound's kind of like that too. I was so intimidated to start a comic that I was like, I just have to just start because I'm gonna the paralysis of analysis they sometimes say. I just got to do it.
Berserk's great because the way that the overall arcs are structured, because you have the bit at the beginning, which is kind of like an example of what you're going to get. It's like the first arc is like an example adventure with Guts, and then you cut back and you kind of get like the real full story during the golden arc. Like the first Carnal is like basically parts 1, 2, and 3 is like an example story of what you would get, and then it goes into like a much bigger arc. But yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to just start drawing sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just have that decision paralysis.
The paralysis of analysis.
Analysis.
Yeah. So I'll show you guys the first 8 pages of Hotel Story.
For real?
It's like a preview for the
Nice.
33
Nice.
people watching and you guys. Yeah. So whatever. No preamble. I'm just gonna scroll down. I think so.
Wait, is the campaign up yet?
No, it's just the sign up. So be sure to sign up.
I don't.
But you're launching it this Sunday or this Saturday?
This Sunday.
Okay,
So
awesome.
everyone be ready. Collaboration with Jared Jewell. Jared Jewell's the cartoonist who does all the art. Very like stylized, very cartoony. I love it. It's funny to look at like Rini's comic and then look at this. It's like jarring, but let it wash over you and get down is what I say. So it starts. The guy's like, "Excuse me, Double Queen, the raw nerve. I booked a king. Look again. Can you even spell? It's Chuck Huxenbaugh. I apologize, sir, but this is the only suite available. Where's the manager? Oh God, please don't tell me you're the manager. She's on the way, sir. If you could just have a seat over. Don't tell me the manager is a woman. Shit. And your sanitizer just what?
I love the muscle guy. It reminds me of fucking Hollow Professor from Hollow Fists. With his build and his fucking blue hair and his quiff at the front. It's totally Hollow. I've got to go get him. Hold on. This is awesome. He's like brother. Go on.
Okay, I'm gonna keep reading. Can you hear? But so then we cut across to the bar, and so his word bubbles fall. You can see him in the distance, and he goes, "And your sanitizer dispenser is empty." That guy's a piece of work. Hick, you think that's his luggage? How'd he board his flight with that much stuff? Aren't there weight limits? I have never. Maybe he drove. Excuse me, pizza coming through. Been treated with such disrespect. Another sigh. I'm about to cut you off. I'm not taking that room. Excuse me, coming through. Sir, if you would just... No, if you would just. I will be heard. Hey there. I have a pizza delivery for the penthouse. Penthouse? Of course, top floor. You'll have to scan this in the elevator to access it. Ding, 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 ding. Excuse me. Yikes.
I love that you got a whole world in motion and all these characters that are all going to get explored later are all like clustered together and stuff. And it's like the beginning scene of a murder film where everyone in the hotel is going to get killed and they're all just being them in a dense situation.
Yeah, this is like that kind of intro. May I see your credit card or ID associated with the reservation? Ding, 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 ding. Bruno Saris, you look quite different. And he's down here. Yeah, well, the chemo really did a number on me. I'm sorry. Here's your key card. Thanks. The sheer absurdity. Connie. And then she turns. She's here in the line. What? Hi. Here for the tourney too? You know it. I got lost on the way up. Found myself here. Classic. Hey, want to bunk together to save money? Might as well throw a room party. See if anyone else here is chill. I don't know. We'll see. If this line ever gets shorter. What's up with you? Why are you drinking so much? I'm nervous for the networking event tonight. Just don't embarrass yourself. Sniff. It's my one chance. Oh, please. Cough, cough. She walks up.
All these different character voices as well, like styling the
Yeah.
dialogue to make them sound different.
Yeah. Thank you for your patience, sir. We value your patronage here at Hotel Constanta. Yeah. Oh, don't tell me you're the manager. Go ahead and upgrade him to the king in the corner room, but that's already booked. We'll deal with it later. Hello, sir. Warmest apologies. We're upgrading you to a corner room king. No. Well, then. Here's your key for the night, sir. Enjoy. What a waste of my time. Pick it up, bellboy. And then we cut to the pizza guys in the elevator. I'm going to do a few more pages because I want you guys to see this pizza.
What a difficult asshole.
Yeah.
I bet people like that.
He's
Yeah,
kind of my favorite already.
Funny story. That exact story happened to me. I was the front desk guy. So,
Oh boy.
nonfiction is crazy. And that's what my manager did too. She gave him a king that was already booked, but it's like kicking the can down the line. But eventually, if someone doesn't show up, which inevitably happens, there's always one or two that don't show up. Then it does work out, and it did work out that night. So he's just approaching the penthouse. He approaches some. These are kind of like, some room to breathe or whatever. And knock, knock, and then we see Salome, the iconic witch of the story, which we'll come to find out.
Salome.
Yeah, he goes, pizza. Oh, right on time. I hope they're not working you too hard tonight. No, my shift's almost over, actually. Hey, do you have time for a what? Oh, would you like to come in for a slice with me? I'm not supposed to get high on my own supply. Nonsense. Pulls him in. And that's the end of the preview.
Awesome.
Good place
That
to
was
stop.
great.
Yeah.
Look, that guy totally looked like this guy.
Oh,
They
yeah.
look like,
Nice.
they look like brothers with the quiff. Obviously, his hair. This is like one of the fun cards that you use in fact, look, there's 2 fun cards that you can collect in the game. But yeah, this is called Trash Man, which is where you can retrieve 2 cards from your trash pile. But yeah.
Any cards?
Any cards from your trash pile, Phil. So if you've already used
it, yeah.
If you've used a bubble up and a super band-aid, or you want to get some fuel back from your trash pile,
It's broke.
it's broken.
Yeah,
it's like the Professor Oak card they removed from Pokemon, which is like draw 3 cards. Like, that's too powerful. You can't let them draw 3 cards. That was great. This Sunday, Sunday, where are you launching it?
My channel, and then I'll be around. I might stream with Vaughn a little bit. Oh, speaking of Vaughn,
What's going on, man?
Hello.
How's it going?
Klaus.
Oh my
Huh?
god.
Phil's spinning his grave.
Shipping.
No. Phil left for a little bit, so I sent
Phil's
Vaughn.
already dead, I guess.
Oh my god!
But then Phil came back. No, but Vaughn's always welcome. Vaughn's our main fifth wheel.
Oh, thank you.
Back.
Fifth wheel. Oh, I've always wanted to be a fifth wheel.
We all, I thought that's what we usually were.
Yeah.
He's the spare tire in the trunk.
Oh, that's good. Yeah,
That's what the 5th wheel is, I guess.
yeah, it's yeah. Sometimes when you replace a tire, it's like they don't even notice the one that's missing, right, Phil?
Did you see that picture of you I showed, Vaughn?
No. What picture of me did you show? Let's see it.
The group picture. This one.
Oh, nice! You got that printed?
Here, I'll make it bigger. 1 second.
Awesome, man. That's a great
So
fucking picture.
adorable.
There's Maromi. I'm gonna try to send one to Maromi too.
So adorable.
Oh, am I getting one, Phil Diaz?
No.
Oh, okay.
Real quick, Richard Kale says, any day 1 signups exclusives for Hotel Story? There is. If you sign up, you get the free mini comic, which is a great bonus if I do say so myself, and you get $2 off the combo tier that includes the Obol, which is another awesome comic. So you get kind of the trilogy of the Jared, Jewel, and me collaboration experience. So highly recommend. Thanks for the super chat.
What time are you launching?
10 a.m. Pretty sure Pacific on my channel, I think.
No, that would be like 1 everybody else's time.
Yeah. Most people are East Coast.
Yeah.
And you'll be in South America, I think, right, Rini?
I'll be in the same time zone though.
Oh, I thought you were going to somewhere else first.
That's where I'm going first before I go home to Taiwan. I'm on vacation. Deuces. I need this vacation so fucking bad.
You do. I saw the hours she was keeping. She said I woke up to a message and looked at the time and I was like, sweet Jesus.
How many
Yeah, you're just insane, Irene. Like, I'm so glad you finally have a break.
Oh my god, I just didn't sleep. Okay, first of all, yesterday I was up all night moving fucking furniture because I had to move a bunch of my fucking furniture out of the way so my contractor can redo the fucking floors in my house and like anyway, and then a bunch of like stuff to ship, and I have like bills to pay before I leave the country, and then all kinds of other like crazy fucking shit and packing. And like I sat down for a break at like 5 a.m. and I'm like, oh my god, I haven't been onto my own fucking Discord in ages, and I just sent everybody like Discord invites. So like Jake and Vaughn all got invites on Discord at like 5 in the morning. You're welcome.
Yeah. Join it.
Yeah, I hope you enjoy my neglected Discord that I'm never on.
Yeah. Thank you. That's everything I ever wanted.
Wow. Well, it's a low bar, but
no.
Just go hang out
His
there.
dream
like,
come true
alone,
to get an invite
in
to
Irene's Discord.
my Discord.
Yeah.
It's just like,
It's-
I'm
it's
never,
Discord that she
become
doesn't
Vaughn's-
use.
Oh,
I'm
look at
never
that.
in there.
Irene's Discord is Vaughn's quiet place.
Yeah, well, literally, because I'll type something and people just, it seems rather quiet.
It's pretty quiet.
Yeah, Discord communities
But
for
I-
like a project can end up being like a bad idea, but they end up dying and becoming graveyards.
Mine's not dead though. I just want to point that out. Mine's very live.
He
Nice.
spams his own Discord all day. It's really live, but just from him. But look what I got.
No, it's actually not. I saw Marco's very active in mine, but he seems active.
It's okay.
Well,
It's
Marco's
it's called a
active
joke.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Look, Novel has an officially published. This is a novel book that you might.
I
not
got
see.
one of those too back here somewhere. I got a couple of them. Machete Squad.
Oh, I thought you were
forget
talking
my
about Discord
both
servers. I'm like,
No one
that's
cares.
not-
No one cares. Yeah, look.
I got it.
If you
I
see,
got it. Oh,
Dude,
what?
Machete.
Have you
Yeah,
seen
you
this
picked up
novel
Machete
book?
Squad. Hey,
Yeah.
who came up with the title Machete Squad?
I don't know.
Narwhal, who came up with the title Machete Squad?
It wasn't me. I guess the writer.
it's a legit novel book. It's like the mystery novel book.
Because
Kevin Nodal, maybe.
Machete Squad is from a Adult Swim cartoon called the Ethical.
Oh, you know what? It's I
The
think
what?
Is it a reference to that?
they legit called themselves the Machete Squad because this is nonfiction and it was
Mhm.
based on the Adult Swim cartoon where they called it.
Oh yeah, so
Oh,
it's a
really?
reference to
Yeah,
Exticles. Awesome.
yeah.
No, that's Phil's favorite subject, actually.
Adult
The-
Swim.
What?
Oh no, I thought you said something else. Never mind.
He said testicles.
Yeah, that's the right.
Balls.
Yeah, Phil's favorite subject.
Yeah, check your balls, Vaughn.
Why
a
did you
day.
do something to him?
What to see if you got Phil's got him. Phil's had him the whole time.
Don't make the same mistake that we made, Vaughn.
Mhm.
Just check
I
your
didn't
balls
pass
for
out any
cancer.
point last time we were
Check 'em.
hanging out. Did I, Phil? Now I'm getting nervous.
Well, you did get pretty drunk.
Yeah,
You never know around these guys.
yeah, I don't trust Phil anymore. Honestly, I'm a little scared.
He's Eiffel towering Cecil. He's stealing Vaughn's
Yeah.
testicles.
Yeah, I don't trust. I don't trust Phil. I think he's pretty shifty, honestly. I can't trust him. Can't trust him. So, what do you guys talk about? I heard bits and pieces. I heard some Inglorious
Oh,
Bastards.
here we go. No, it's like here we go. He comes in at the end. Didn't even listen to the
listen,
show.
because I
He's
was
like,
trying
"Oh,
to
roll out
record-
the red carpet for
Oh, here we
me."
go. All right, I was trying to get Okay, never
It's
mind.
okay. It's
No,
okay.
it's okay.
I only
Okay. We can talk
interrupted you
about
because
testicles, if that's more your
it's-
speed, Jake.
I only interrupted because I was shared my screen because it's that moment of the night, guys.
Oh, look
We
at
got
this.
The meme is bullshit. Narwhal's hot take of the day. Bills, you forgot. I love how those playing cards are like a constant now. Even for Zork had a janky start. Praise be to me. Yes. Thank you.
Fuck bitches get money. Praise the old father.
Oh, I like the floating ghost of Mira at the corner.
He's just like, I heard my name. I heard my name. Somebody is referencing a berserker. That's how he sounded, right? When he would draw.
Wait, who's the floating guy?
That's Mira.
The guy who made the guy who
Okay.
made Berserk. Kenny
No, no.
Moore, the man who wrote and drew
Oh,
Berserk.
Miura?
Kenny Moore.
You uncultured.
See,
I
this
just-
is why
he
Irene
dead?
should never be allowed to get a new phone. She's
Why
just
does
on
he
her
look
new
like
phone now.
Why does he look
I'm-
younger than
You
Vaughn?
got a new phone?
Yeah.
Nice.
She's trying to
What's up?
install
What's up?
Snapchat.
I'm trying to figure out this. The camera is awesome. I'm trying to figure out, and all half my apps are like, I'm trying to get things to sync. I'm sorry. I'm very happy. I finally have a new
Who
phone.
is the cat? I am going to take a shit on King Tarantino's bed and then scratch all his stuff.
All right,
It's,
read.
it's from the
read
very
text.
beginning of the stream. It's cats
Cat
don't
and the
look at kings,
King.
or can't
Oh,
even
there you go.
kings.
Who the fuck is this?
That is
Is
awesome.
that you, Vaughn?
What are you talking about?
Okay, motherfucker, this is you. Somebody just, because I don't have anybody's number because it's a new fucking phone. I just got nice new phone. You're still gay though. All right, this is definitely Vaughn. I guess I'm saving your contact.
Yeah, that's me.
Jackass.
Noise.
Hey, son, I actually, that's even funnier. I didn't have the contact.
No, it's supposed to, but it didn't.
I'm
Should've
going
said
to.
new phone. Who dis?
Yeah.
Oh,
Awkward.
let's see. Yeah, Phil, I can't believe you've never seen this, man. How have you never seen this? Even Irene has seen this.
I'm not a huge Tarantino
Film.
guy.
He's not really a film guy. He's not really a big watcher of films, Phil Diaz.
Hmm.
I
Phil
love how
Diaz.
bored Phil
I've
looks.
seen a lot of films.
I love how bored Phil looks as well with his Tom King on his head.
It
And I
looks
guess
like he's contemplating his life decisions.
Yeah.
Irene is role playing as George R. Martin.
What?
Oh,
That's your card.
Jar Jar Martin, that's good.
Jar Jar. I do like.
Misa kill everybody.
Yeah, that's my aspirations.
Wait, so how does he still make money if he hasn't like written his books and like
Believe me,
Royalties and
royalties are extremely good.
People still buy it.
Yeah. You don't, if you get one thing that gets big, you don't have to work ever again because of royalties. That's how it works.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. You can pretty much just do whatever you want for like the last 10 years
Yeah,
because of
gotcha.
royalties.
Please back Fiendish, everybody.
Yeah, finish
And sign up for Carnal. Sign up at carnalcomic.com.
Oh, there's royalties for that. It's just, I guess I can keep making sales off of it. So.
When do you guys want to super chat the Jack show? So that for Fiendish, just be like, yo,
I guess we could do that. Sure, yeah.
who's
You
hosting?
do it.
What?
Vaughn, you can
Who's
super chat
hosting?
them. It's
Why do I
Canon.
have to do it? Reed
Because
should-
you brought it up.
Literally your
Yeah.
idea.
I was
Right.
well, it was my idea for someone else to do it.
Wow.
Oh, it's your fucking idea. Take responsibility for your.
I was trying to help you out.
That's
Or I was
Now,
trying to
however
tell
much
someone
however
else
much
to
he
help
super
you out.
chats signifies how much he truly cares.
Oh, that's
It
right.
better be at
Don't
least
be a fake
$59.99,
simp, Vaughn.
Vaughn.
Be a real
Yeah.
simp.
Shut the fuck up, Phil.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, you know what, super chat, but saying don't back the last
I
page.
mean, be a good friend.
Waste your money, Vaughn.
Yeah, you're on that.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was
Yeah,
trying to get
that's
someone else
Insulting.
to do it. No, it's okay.
We know what you were trying to do.
Yeah, we just
I
didn't
bet-
fall for it. Nice try.
I've actually had a couple of signups on Carnal this week, which is awesome. We're at 162, which
Oh,
is
no.
fantastic.
Oh shit, Jake's catching up to me. Hold on.
162 noise.
Fuck.
Congrats.
All right, guys, sign up
I
for
mean-
Living Legends. We got to stay ahead of Jake, please.
I mean, Vaughn, you try making a book about someone with a dick and see how quickly those taper
Dude,
off.
dicks are popular, man, with certain crowds.
I'm sure you would think so.
I listen. I don't swing that way, but there's an audience for it.
Oh my god.
Lost pages just past 40K. Or
Oh,
did-
sweet!
Yeah. they
True.
did
Did
that
the
big-
roundest strike, or was this a natural 40K?
It looks beautiful.
Natural.
It looks beautiful. So much
You
more
got a
beautiful
natty
than
40.
39 XXX. Give me that 40 any day. I'll take it.
I think I put up a new page in the updates, a couple pages there, showing off from the ash can and the main book. If you go to the update section, now everybody gets that kick-ass Kenneth Roquefort card. There it is. Boosh!
Dude,
Nice.
he's so fucking good.
Kenneth is a legend.
Yeah.
Insanity. I can't wait to see that in
Oh.
print.
Forever loathe you for getting work from Kenneth because it's fucking impossible right now.
Oh, is it?
He's
Yeah.
amazing.
You know, I'm available for commissions. I don't know if you guys have seen my artwork.
God,
Oh yeah. No thanks.
What is your thing sold for at Rainey's auction? Sold for like,
It's actually $30, and then he gave me an extra. He gave me an extra 20. He was like, "Here, keep the rest."
Damn.
hey,
Because
got a
you've
future.
got it.
You got pity money?
I don't care. I'm putting that money towards my book. So
That's called shipping, Vaughn. The person who bought
there's
it's in
no
Australia.
fucking way. The shipping did not cost 20. No, he wasn't in Australia. Actually.
Oh, really?
You're wrong.
Who
You're
won
wrong.
it? Who won it? Who won it?
Hang on. I forget his. Hang on. Let me find his name again.
His name was
Stanley.
V.
Chris
Coleman.
Oh, Chris Stanley got it.
Because Vaughn got it from. I have a
Wait, is Chris Stanley from the UK?
I have a cult like fan base.
I think
Jake's like, let me just drive it to his house.
Yeah, Chris Stanley buy my stuff, but man, I can't. And thank
I'm
you
not
very much.
doxing Chris Stanley.
Thanks to Tech Zombie for buying mine, and thanks for Rini for buying this piece.
Yeah, welcome. I'm
is
excited
awesome.
to get it.
Mm.
It's gonna be great.
I'm gonna send those 3 training sketch cards of Ragnar I drew as well.
Oh, awesome! Cool.
I can't believe someone bought that piece of shit art from me.
Nice.
It
My
was
art.
slightly, it was
My
slightly
art,
funny.
Yeah, but someone paid for it.
No, it's good art. I mean, my great
Liar.
piece.
Did you give them the whole pad, or did you actually try and rip
I
the
gave him
page
the whole
off the pad?
pad because I wanted to be a good man, and
It's all about being as manly as possible in every factor of life. Otherwise, people might start to wonder.
This art is badass right here.
That's great, man.
Yeah, that might be my favorite shot that he's drawn of the character so far. It's just so.
Is this your artist that was doing Masquerade moved on to this one? Or is it...
No, Ricardo. This is the first time I've worked with Ricardo. I think might just keep him on through the next 2 books.
Yeah, he's pretty amazing.
He's great. Man.
Good.
Yeah, he's
Every
cool.
time you show his color pages, it's like boom, the world has just expanded even more. Like
It's so fun. Yeah, the next shot is colored. It's just 1 panel, but I'm like, this just the size difference, the framing of this is just so cool. And you'll see too in this part, Krim gets taken to this monster. His name's King Loath, and he has like all these little gremlins. That's like his army. So Krim's being lifted up by a pile of those gremlins. Like you can see, those are like the little guys around him. They're making like this tower to Lowe's face because he's so giant. It's just so much fun. It's really cool.
Yeah, the creepsters, right?
Yeah, they're
crossover. Total.
Yeah. I mean, Nasser does live 20 minutes from me, so
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you ever hang with Nasser in person?
I met him once at C2E2, freaking before the pandemic. So what, 3 years ago?
Yeah, a while ago. Time flew because of the pandemic a little bit. That was weird.
Yeah.
It really did. Holy
Yeah.
fuck. Oh my
that
god.
was
I was just
hell
oh my
for 2
god.
years.
Right. I'm
The
like,
lockdowns.
how long
The
has it
forgotten
been
years.
since I've traveled? Oh my god, Taiwan is like 3 years.
Mm.
It's
Yeah.
like we
Is it
lost
that?
3
Is it
years.
that bad? Like with Taiwan, the restrictions?
Okay, so up until like about half a year ago, they would quarantine you for 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, that's how strict it was.
I'm not.
Before the lockdown.
Oh, sorry. You.
No, before the lockdowns, I'd held off traveling for years to save money so I could put it all into Hollow Fist. Then when COVID happened, like the team got really stressed out, and the project kind of came on a hiatus after that. But like Tampa was the first time in so many years that I'd been able to travel to, and before that, we weren't even allowed into America. Like foreigners weren't allowed into America without the Vaxxerino.
Wow.
Can't believe you had to be quarantined for 2 weeks. You would have to be quarantined here as well, apparently, during that period. But
well,
people didn't
Taiwan
bother.
is like extra. It's like island brain. They're extra paranoid because Taiwan is like traumatized by SARS. So they're like, we have to be ultra cautious. On one level, I mean, I hate it, but I also understand they're traumatized by SARS.
Ooh.
Cringe.
But yeah, that sucks. So, but I'm going home now. Yay!
That happened to me. Like I remember sophomore year, and then through like half of the senior year. Like so, most of my college experience were just shut down. Sucked.
Yeah.
Like I was in, like I turned 21, and then all the bars shut down. I was like, oh, I fucking.
Oh, that.
Oh, Wuna. Oh, that
can't-
sucks.
Yeah, it sucked, dude. It was like I was in Boston, which is the most Irish city in America, and there were all these pubs, and I'd walk by them on the way to classes and be yes, when I'm 21, I can. And then they fucking shut down.
Oh, my 21st birthday was so fucking fun. That's when I used to do self-published comics in the UK back in like 2008, 11ish, and like I was in Camden in London with like most of my indie comics friends back then. That was a fucking awesome 21st birthday.
Yeah. Mine was good. Mine was because I was in the summer. So I've only, let's see. Yeah, that was great. The first 21st birthday I got fucking hammered. So.
I bumped into Matt Berry that night on my 21st birthday. You know who Matt Berry is from like the IT crowd? He was the first boss's son. He was in Mighty Boosh. He was in that comedy called Toast. The chat knows who Matt Berry is.
Who?
You don't know Matt Berry? You not heard of Matt Berry?
Yeah, Phil, you don't know Matt Berry?
The
Father!
Mighty Boosh.
Vaughn, is that your drawing on Mortal V's?
That's Vaughn's drawing.
Yeah. Is that the one that sold for $30?
Wait, have you guys? I think I still have my drawing of Phil Diaz, actually. Really
Nice.
It's very accurate to Phil. Actually.
I think did that piece sell for more than my little Jimmy card as well?
How much is your little Jimmy card?
I can't remember.
Bobby says Boston is a great city. Barely remember it.
Oh yeah, we got fucked up in Boston. It was with Billy Tucci. And Bisley was there, but he didn't come out drinking. But
The Biz.
Yeah.
The Biz. Oh, I'm not going fucking drinking with you degenerates.
That's a pretty good man.
That is.
I've got fucking comics to draw.
It's a good impression of my impression.
I've never even heard his voice.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Phil has like anime tough guy voice. Woo!
No, that is actually what he sounds like.
Phil used voice for any foreigner. That's Phil's Australian accent. Like any foreign accent is all right. I'm from Australia. I am.
It's still fucking better than Reenie's British accent.
Reenie's British is the best. Please do it.
Is.
These guys might not have heard it. Go on, Reenie. Please do your British
My
accent.
British accent is the best ever.
She does better. No, she sounds like a Chinese person speaking English over here. Like when she does that, she finally sounds Chinese. Go on,
can't
please.
do it. I don't
Do
fucking understand. I just don't pronounce the R's.
You're not supposed
Yeah, this is what you just sounded like. You went, my British accent is the best.
I don't know.
Do you want the
Like
fried
my
rice
brain
today?
doesn't compute a British accent. Okay.
That's so beautiful.
Oh, you do not compute your accent. I can't do it. I can't.
Say. I go to school in a castle to learn magic spells.
Oh, I'll go to school in a castle and learn the magic spells, I do.
Say it.
You know what's weird? Like I say it and then my brain plays back what I just said and I'm like, oh my god, this sounded really Chinese.
Yeah,
but when I'm saying it, I don't realize it.
Do it. Say it.
What did you want me to say?
I go to school in a castle
in a magic castle.
and learn magic spells.
And learn magic spells.
You're getting better. That's not.
You're getting better. You're in pretty. She's really trying.
I'm really trying.
She's really trying.
I go to school in a castle and I learn magic spells.
There you go. Yeah.
There we go.
All right, Governor.
Vaughn's a
Fake
professional.
British.
Yeah, I'm
Fake
professional.
Brit.
I was born in London. What are you talking about?
Yeah, you're still a fake Brit.
I thought you were born in Ireland. No,
Vaughn can never
Yeah,
be president.
London isn't in
I don't want to be a
Ireland,
goddamn
Vaughn.
politician. Are you kidding?
Why
Listen,
I think
why
you
was he
don't
born
have
in
to be
London?
born here. You
I'll
just
be
have to be born a
emperor. I'll
citizen.
be Emperor Coleman.
Maybe that is it.
Yeah.
Emperor Coleman of Colanistan.
I'll get a cult-like following. They'll worship
You
me.
get
like
a
god.
colonoscopy one day, maybe.
I mean, if that is required, the public won't know about it. You know what I mean? I got to present a strong front.
I got a colonoscopy Vaughn joke, but I'm not going to say it because it's too mean.
What do you? Oh my god,
Coleman.
That's what celebrities do for fun. They keep colonoscopy machines and they like do it.
why?
daily.
That's not fun though.
That's what
I don't
Herm does
know.
for
For
fun.
them, it's
I
their
don't think
culture.
that's true.
It is true.
Would
Well,
you?
actually, you know where I read it? It was in a hit piece against Mel Gibson, and the guy's like, and he has a colonoscopy machine that he cleans his ass out every morning.
What?
Oh, Henry Beamer says, Jake, can you do a Scouse accent? Mean a fucking Scouse accent, League? I'm gonna fucking brick you, mate. I'm from fucking Liverpool. I'm gonna fucking glass you. I can't believe you're saying that shit about me. I'm fucked up. I
my
can't
God.
believe it. I'm fucked up. I'm so fucked on Scrumpy Jacks, mate. Oh, jeez, me girlfriend's sleeping with me, mate. It fucking sucks.
Bobby Christopher.
Can't believe she
Oi.
break me heart like that.
Oi, I drew a cock on Eastman's face, I did.
The biz.
Holy
He
shit.
did. He did.
My fucking mum's got cancer, mate. I can't believe it.
Right.
They always sound like they're complaining, basically, and their life's falling apart. Like, I can't fucking believe it, mate.
What? Is
that's
that what a
whiny.
Scouse accent is?
Me
You're right, it
fucking
does
girlfriend gave me mum cancer. Sorry.
How does that happen?
I
I just
have
think
to
just
pack some boxes, so I'm gonna keep it live, but I'm gonna be just doing it for a second.
great.
I just got your text reading.
Uh-huh.
A good one.
Yeah. I'm full of zingers, you know.
Zing.
I honestly, I might cry myself to sleep tonight.
Yeah, I know. It's just as I will because you called me gay through text. Wow. I'm
Yeah.
so hurt.
It's tragic.
Vaughn's just trying to flex that he has Rini's number, chat. That's all he's trying to do with this bit.
Yeah.
Wait, you don't? I have
All
narwhals
of you
too.
guys have my number.
Yeah, I have narwhals too.
I have the numbers. I just can't text people
Yeah,
over
because
you're
the
British.
ocean. That's right.
British.
If anyone used WhatsApp like everyone else in England does, then you'd be able to message over the
Vaughn-
internet.
Yes.
Juan, did I give you my number?
Vaughn, you're also British.
Yeah, but like, you know, I don't worry about it.
And
I
is
give
it
you
not
my
real
number?
print?
I forgot Narwhal's real name for a second when he gave me his number, so I was like, I just put him as Narwhal.
Fair.
I remember it now. I'm gonna change it now, but I was just looking back at my.
Why would you change it? Just keep it as Narwhal.
Yeah, have it legally changed.
Perberg.
Perberg's a great fucking name.
It is. That's why I'm like, dude. Like, look, Narwhal has his charm, but like, Perberg is a great fucking name.
It is. It
No,
sounds like one word.
Narwhal's
You're
muted.
still,
It
you're
sounds
still
like
muted, Novel.
Hotel Story by Perberg.
You should have you should have used it, kind of made a pun off of it, and had your books publishing or your kind of mascot be like a pear hamburger, like a hamburger with a little like pear.
Oh,
Pear Burger.
a pearberg or an iceberg
my-
with a pear in it.
In college, they called me Burger Hut. They're like, "Hey, Burger Hut."
Phil, I don't have your
That's
number
cute.
actually.
Yeah, let's keep it like that.
Okay.
Oh
You're
Oh my
lost. You know what I mean?
Vaughn, you don't have my number? Is that what you said?
No, I do. I said I don't have Phil's, and you know what? Honestly,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
Phil's loss, quite frankly.
Damn.
I think I'll live.
Are you sure, Phil?
Yeah, are you sure?
Phil's desperate for your number.
Mhm. Good. Keep him desperate. You know what I mean?
The dentist system, but for Vaughn. Like he just it's all happening in his head, and they don't even realize it's happening. The Vaughn system.
It's
Um,
flawless system. Oh,
Good old,
Let's see.
good old one-sided romances.
Check
this
it
is
out.
the right folder.
This is the only knife in my house right now. Is this big
Why are
one.
you showing this off? Are you
'Cause
going
that's
okay?
in the box.
Oh, okay. I was like,
Don't you have like a fucking switchblade or something a little less murdery?
Yeah,
I
where's
had
your
one,
like
but it was
manly craft knife
perished.
for the woods?
And it was when I was flying to Tampa. I lost it for like a couple months, and apparently it was in my backpack that I took to Tampa. So they made me throw it away. So I've been knifeless.
Damn.
Oh, I remember that.
Aw. Oh
That's
yeah,
right.
I did that once. I brought a hunting knife on a plane, and they're like, "You can't do this."
I brought shampoo through airport security once, and the guy was like, even though it was above the limit. I was like, thanks, dude.
Nice.
Wow.
what?
It's almost like it's bullshit.
It was a lot of shampoo, and he's like, whatever. I was like, you're
Dude,
the
you
best
could have
TSA
killed
agent ever.
someone with that shampoo.
Yeah, man. Oh, but you're gonna big me. Look,
Sorry.
here's the little Jimmy card. You know Jimmy Reyes? I drew him.
I know Jimmy Reyes. I met that
Hey,
guy.
that's pretty good.
Little Jimmy Reyes sketch card. He's got
I
a. He's
fucking
got
love Jimmy Reyes. What a good dude.
Alex VRB. Oh, Alex VRB, you bought this, and I know that you never get the cool stuff because people always outbid you. So I am actually gonna send you something else cool. I'm gonna send you the crackhead Carnal sketch card right here. That I just used as a test for a pen, so you can get the crackhead Carnal, and I'll throw in some more stuff because you're awesome, Alex. I'm very grateful. All the memes from the show you do are wonderful. You're always a great guy. So I think I'll send you a bunch of other stuff as well.
This is a great phone. I'm really warming up to it.
Jeez, this is
That
it.
was- I was
We've lost
wondering-
her forever now.
Yeah, I was
She's
wondering why she was
she's
on her
hypnotized by the
phone
phone.
though. Now I get it.
I'm
She's
so
like obsessed
happy.
with it.
Yeah, it's really nice, and it actually works. Unlike the old piece of shit. This thing is 7 years old. How long
Mate,
is the other one?
The Google Pixels are fucking sweet. I have the one before yours, and I don't think there was much of an improvement. Like the cameras are really fucking good.
Yes, I want a good camera.
Like,
Yeah, the camera, the pictures Rini took. I remember I could always tell.
Trash!
I could always tell when it was. I was like,
Wait,
oh,
this
that
was
would be a
actually
great picture.
This
It
was like hot shit when it came out in 2016. I swear,
sure it
LG
was.
V10 was like
I'm
really
sure it
good
was.
for 2016.
the lesbian, gay, bisexual 10.
Yes, the lesbian gay vagina.
Vagina.
LG V10.
LG
That's
V10.
That's what the phone is called.
Oh.
Yeah, this is nice. I'm very happy.
You have the standard case on it.
Yeah.
Standard Google
I
case.
just add
Yeah,
a
they're
little
pretty good.
poppy pop. I like to keep it simple as long as.
I'm surprised you haven't made fiendish pop sockets yet.
Ooh. I should
What,
do
another-
that.
Another idea from the mind of this idiot.
Okay. I just got one of those. I think I'm gonna change the.
I love these. I have a car holder for my phone.
Yeah.
Oh, I have that too.
So I
This is my
always-
girlfriend got me for.
Oh, shit.
Good job.
But
I
I could print a sticker and just put it there.
She's just gonna be on that phone constantly.
Yeah, this
She's
is
hypnotized.
Happy phone. Yay.
Dude, she's getting
Hey.
fucking brainwashed in real time.
No,
Yeah.
no, I love customizing everything and making it pretty. All right, I'm gonna.
Your
Not do
phone
that
couldn't
anymore.
do that?
Oh,
What? No, I
Irene.
just got it literally like 3 hours ago.
okay.
Oh.
Cool shit you can do. You can get like your email inboxes on a screen on like a widget like this. So it's like there, and you can just get and then like you can have like a notes thing on the front.
Yeah,
Right.
my other phone had that too. That's what I'm trying to figure out how to transfer my notes. But
You
yeah.
got like a calendar going on.
Alright,
I'm
you know
finally
what?
gonna
I'm
remember
not
it's my
gonna
dad's
share
Yeah,
birthday.
most phones have that though. Like even my LG have
No,
like
these
notes and
these are really
stuff.
advanced features. A calendar, notes.
Yeah, see, I
Like,
have like my to-do list. This is my old phone. I have a to-do list, right? It's actually really nice. It's too slow. It doesn't work anymore.
looks like I only just
Annie.
started using all these features recently.
It's almost like just you didn't know they existed, Jake.
No, if I didn't know it existed, it didn't exist, right?
Wait, LG doesn't make phones anymore? My
Yeah.
first phone was an LG Cosmos. I remember that.
Yeah, they stopped
Phil's
making
phone is the
phones.
best. No, Brandon's phone is the best phone. Actually, I always wanted to use, but I would never bring myself to spend that much money on it.
Oh, the new Razor.
He has the razor one where it flips open and it has this. Oh, it's so
Like a
fucking
flip
cool.
phone?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's like a flip phone but with a bendable screen.
Irene, how long are you gone out of the country?
Dude,
Oh,
she's
I mean-
fucking entranced by her phone right now.
I'm listening barely. I mean, I'll be gone for a few weeks.
Are you still gonna stream and stuff though, or no?
Yeah. I'll be on actual vacation for a week. Like I'm gonna be like
Cool.
off partying. I'm seeing friends for a week, and then I'm seeing family. When I get to my family, I'll set up my streaming stuff, and I'll just stream from my parents' house. So I'll be back in a week.
That's cool.
Yep. I won't be around next week. That's all. Then I'll be back afterwards.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm so excited.
You still want to switch weeks, Phil?
And I just can't. I don't care.
Some much needed relaxation.
Oh my god. Yeah.
We think she's hypnotized by the phone, but it's actually the Baylet.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. By the way, somebody sent me a Baylet and a book on theme, and I don't know who it is because Amazon didn't include a slip.
You mean this book?
Yeah.
Yeah, both of them were from me.
Oh, thanks. Shit. Yeah, Amazon didn't have a slip. So I was like, who sent me this fucking? Well, thank you. This is awesome.
Did you get the pens as well?
I did. Mucho gracias.
Hey.
Nice.
Depends.
Yeah, I thought you'd love the Baylet.
What's a Baylet?
It's a berserk thing. That's
you need to read Berserk. That's the answer.
It's a little pig on a leash.
Oh my
a
God.
pig on a leash, a freak on a leash.
Pig on
Let
a
me
leash.
see it. Is it a pig?
Jesus, give me strength. This is it's okay. You can't. I guess
A heart?
it is a face with like here's a nose and here's an eye, but here's a mouth. It's like a little egg, red egg with facial features all jumbled up. But it's
Picasso.
this kind of magical kind of it does look like that. It's this magical item in the story where it's complicated. But basically, somebody can use a Baylet, and there are different types of Baylets, but long story short, you can sacrifice people important to you and essentially sell your soul into eternal damnation to get immense powers or get a wish, and it's a huge story device. So yeah,
That's cool.
it's pretty cool.
It
No, I
seems
have
overpowered. But you have to sacrifice something for it? Or?
Yeah, someone, and the more important
That's cool.
the person is,
Well,
to
many
you.
someone's.
That's
Or yeah,
I'm looking forward to reading Berserk when we get to it. And I don't know,
fucking badass.
whenever you Phil and Rini, whenever you guys get along to Ronin,
You
we'll
glad
do
you
that.
have one?
Yes.
How many? Is it 5 issues? Ronan?
6. Once we finish that, because I just while you guys are doing Creative Corner, hopefully it recorded properly.
Always says it wrong. It's like a low-key diss.
He's nagging.
He's
What did I do
nagging us.
wrong?
Creative Corner.
What's the show?
Creative
called?
Block. Creative Block. I'm sorry.
No,
I
he
said-
just legit doesn't remember.
I forget every time.
Wow.
It's 50-50. Okay.
Shame.
Corners can be like, okay, yeah, I got it wrong.
I'm gonna start working.
I'm making an Instagram post, guys.
Wow.
Oh my god.
And
Nice.
Facebook too. It's gonna go to Facebook automatically.
What is it going to be, Phil?
It's just a page.
It's just
from
going to be a
the-
picture of his penis.
Yeah.
I'm gonna color.
God.
No, but what?
I'm gonna
what
do
we're-
wood burning.
Nice. Once the once
Oh, I haven't
we
used my
finish this-
used my wood burning kit yet.
It's fun.
I got a wood burning kit because I wanted to give it a go.
I like how
Yeah.
Vaughn keeps getting interrupted.
No, it's so funny. Sorry, Vaughn.
That's okay. It's not I ever say anything worth value.
Oh, don't try and manipulate us, you fuck. Gay.
I wanted to pull the reverse card, No, once Rini and Phil, once you guys finish Ronin, let me know, because then we could do the first episode on Ronin of Comic Strip Club. And then I just finished while you guys are doing Creative Block, my Daredevil video, which should be up tomorrow. And,
Nice. You said you had to record it twice.
more than fucking twice. I thought I solved the problem, then it fucked me over again. I might even have to record it like a fourth time if this shit didn't work. I'm really
Yeah,
losing.
aren't you supposed to have a nice camera now?
My camera's nice,
cam?
but I did it well because then right when I joined the stream, it was like no, and it didn't work.
That's a shame.
No, it'll work next time, but I didn't feel like working through it again. So
I was trying my best to help you troubleshoot, but I had no idea what you're talking about. I was really trying hard. But then you figured it out anyway.
I know, I did, and then I think it'll work at some point.
What do you guys think about the smell of tape? Isn't it kind of gross?
Oh, the packing tape that I use to ship like comics and stuff, it's the worst. Like that,
Yeah.
the super clear tape, box tape, it's a horrible smell.
Yeah, it's pretty terrible.
Yeah. We got when we were doing cash grab fulfillment, we had Cecil, sent us just like 4 giant boxes of this tape, and it was in this apartment before I had moved in, and you just walk in and that's the only aroma in the place. It would just be this tape. Oh my God, it's the glue. It's so bad.
Aroma is a good word for stank or smell or whatever. Smell is a weird word. Odor is weird. Stank is weird. Aroma.
Stank.
Well, isn't aroma supposed to be good?
Yeah, but it's just a nicer word. I don't even like the other word.
Yeah.
Aroma.
I'm just gonna start saying that about everything.
Aroma. A nice aroma. The stream has got a nice aroma to it.
Yeah, it does.
It does, Would you agree with that, Jake?
Yeah. He's muted. Jake, you're muted, by the way.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. What has aroma? This stream?
Oh yeah, bro.
Yeah. It smells musky. It smells like victory.
Victory.
Smells like I love the smell of something in the morning. It's a quote, but I can't remember the quote. So I'll just
Napalm.
say like
Napalm. Yeah.
I love the smell of naples in the morning.
I got this book. It's kind of cool. Speaking of Berserk, can you guys see that? Jake's gonna get jealous. Can you guys see this?
What is this? What is this? Is
I
that
don't
a
know.
drawing book? Is that like a drawing educational book? Is it like a how-to?
It's all the storyboards
For
for
what?
the anime. And the character designs, character
Berserk?
sheets. Like,
Whoa.
make it big again. Rainy, check this out. Ah,
What's
fuck.
that? Oh, no.
Oh, the Berserk book would have to draw blood from the first time you open it.
Yeah.
the-
That's so perfect.
That's amazing.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's so
it's
great.
very inspiring. It's very cool.
Cool.
Yeah, see these fools?
He's gonna get blood all over the pages. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, that's
I know.
great.
I'm checking to make sure it's not open bleeding. I think it's just sliced. Oh, it's sliced bad though. Damn.
Hey, with your draftsman's desk, are you getting ready to start doing a comic physically?
I've been messing with it. I'm still kind of figuring it out. But yeah, I want to do the Percival comic. I have some. I have a script out.
Man, people who managed to get those originals on that campaign are very lucky. I wish I could have got one.
Yeah, the Percival. I don't know if I told you guys, but it's a funny. It's speaking of. We had that hypothetical. We might have talked about it like months ago, Jake. But it's the hypothetical that say you're 100 years old and you've done all the stories you'd ever want to do. Then what would you do? Like, what would keep you making stories? In that.
And it's like you would always have your perspective would always be changing. I think you'd never run out of stories to tell.
Yeah, but so yeah, just real quick in the case of Percival, the reason that I got excited about it is kind of because it's the weird abstract idea about the story is like it's the idea that to carry the Holy Grail from the castle that the Grail's in to Avalon where King Arthur is like it keeps disappearing because it's like if you're if you're like feeling good and healthy, it like won't even go with you. So it only goes with you if you're a broken man, but then it breaks you kind of like that. It's
Yeah,
the
like
experience of failing infinitely is what allows you to even carry it. But
it's
then
like a Sisyphus boulder thing.
yeah. So then if you even get to the end, you're gonna psych yourself out at the end because you know that you're kind of not super broken anymore, and you're like, shit, I'm actually gonna do it this time. Boom, it would disappear the second you think that. So it's like a speedrunner trying to get his best score. But what it actually is like is it's like it has these rules too. The grill, it'll disappear. You have to hold it lightly. So like, if someone asks for it, you have to let them hold it. You have to heal the land as you travel through it, so you can't just ignore people if they need help, and you can't heal yourself. But then also he has to like remain chaste and stuff. But he starts to realize that he can break these rules because that's a form of him being broken. Then the Grail will stay with him, kind of sometimes.
Oh.
So he's basically playing chicken with a cup for like as long as I can drag it out.
Riveting.
It's
Yeah.
I actually remember the specific day when I heard you talking about this. It was a Sunday. You were on a stream with Abra. You were talking about it, and I was driving to get the dessert to take to my mom's when we have Sunday lunch. And I could still remember.
How much
Nice.
is that gonna go for?
Oh, this already sold.
Oof, all right.
These sold. These were from the Fiendish 2 campaign. I sold these for 200 each. And then on the 2.5 campaign, I did 2 and they sold for 400. And I'm like, oh, I could have priced these way higher, but lucky you guys got these for 200.
Yeah,
Sweet.
I got one of those. I got one of those.
I'm happy either way, but they do take a very long time, guys.
I sent you the reply email super late because I didn't even know you sent one.
Oh my god. Yeah.
And I wrote not safe for work, Ragnar. I think
You should. Would it be possible to film yourself burning those in a time lapse?
Yeah, do it.
I have. I did some of the demon ones on my channel. I can do more.
Yeah, it would be cool to make into like a YouTube short if you could make it under 1 minute.
Yeah, I can't do it here. I have to do it on my another setup.
Yeah,
But yeah,
I
can do that.
The video you posted today was awesome. The inking for the cover, the 24-hour cover for 2.5.
Yeah, I'm trying to do more drawing recordings. It's like might as well. I mean, we're working all the time, so might as well record it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was good. That was a good video. Music choice was good too. What did you use for the intro and outro?
Oh, I just slapped that together in Clipchamp.
Okay.
Were you gonna show something, Noel?
Just that these scissors work way better than that giant knife.
Why do you have like kitty scissors?
Those are tiny. That's awesome.
Everyone's got a pair of those in the kitchen somewhere, right? Like in the kitchen drawer, they have the kind of like
kids
baby craft scissors.
No, I don't have that shit. Why did you steal those from like a local school? Like why do you have that?
I don't know.
They always come from like some sewing kit usually or something.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's where I got them.
Yeah.
not in school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's raiding the school for supplies.
I think this is the only instance where the latter option is more likely than the former. He raided a school. He doesn't have any sewing kits.
He hired a crack team of mercenaries to infiltrate a school to take the scissors.
Yeah. Very narrow.
And he got all the glue sticks so he could sniff them. The prince.
Oh God.
Oh yeah.
What is that? He's like, yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
He was like, yeah, but he did raid a school.
He does have like the kids craft kit.
Once I stole everything else, I saw on my way out one of these.
The scalpel.
Okay.
Ooh.
A little.
That's not a scalpel. That's
an
X-Acto knife.
Yeah.
Otherwise
I don't
known
know
as a
what you call it in
scalpel.
old Britland, but
wait, is that
like curved, right?
I thought scalpels are like specifically medical tools, aren't they?
They're like curved.
Yeah, they are.
Wait,
I never held one.
I bought some craft knives that were called scalpels. Hold on.
I mean, you British people, you maybe have different
maybe
terms.
Amazon calls them different.
I forgive you, Jake.
Oh, thanks, Phil. I appreciate that.
See, I knew to choose the right side, guys. You know what I mean?
Oh my god, I did buy surgical scalpels. I bought surgical scalpels as craft knives. Oh my god.
Well, they
awesome.
will cut very well, Jake.
Oh, they did. Especially the flesh. I was making skin art.
Oh no, Ed Bean.
When I, speaking of medical supplies, when I was doing keto, before I realized I couldn't do keto because it triggers gout, I had this like blood monitor thing for checking if you're in ketosis, and they give you a bag of these prick things that are like blue plastic with like a needle on, and you like it basically it shoots it at you to start you bleeding, and I'm like,
I've used
how
those.
how the fuck am I going to dispose of like this huge bag full of medical needles? Like, what do you do to get rid of those things?
You gotta look
Wait,
it up.
so you were doing keto and they gave you like this diabetic like blood pricking thing to go with
No,
it?
I bought one because obviously I have to overdo everything. So if I'm like,
right,
I need the blood
yes.
monitor, like
Holy
an idiot.
shit.
I'm like, what can I spend all of my money on today? I know, a fucking blood monitor.
Sounds about right.
I'm like, oh wow, what is this? A camera that lets you look in your ear? Yes, Amazon, I'll buy that.
Oh my god.
What is this, a colonoscopy kit? I'll buy that.
Angela Cree says, "You druggie."
Uh-oh. What's up, Angela?
Hi, Angela.
I just
Angela's birthday this
it's
weekend.
Saturday.
Sorry.
It's Saturday, right?
Saturday. Happy birthday, Angela. It's gonna be fun.
No, happy
Happy
24.
birthday.
We're gonna have to wish her happy
Wait,
birthday tomorrow.
24?
Happy birthday to you.
Yeah, it might be
To
20.
you. Happy
Happy
birthday to
to
you.
you.
Oh my god.
Happy
Happy
birthday,
birthday to Angela
Happy
Curry.
birthday to you. We
To-
cannot sing.
And you smell like one too. Angela, earlier on when I was driving to McDonald's, I considered doing a stream for your birthday. Then I was like, I don't want to stream.
I remember,
Now you know who your real friends are.
Yeah,
I remember when,
So
when
Jake was like, I want to let you know I was thinking about you, but I didn't care enough to
You'd
do
be
it.
better you just didn't say anything.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
know?
I remember when Jake used to stream, and then Angela used to go on Jake's streams.
I know that's why I was thinking of doing a stream for Angela's birthday, because she came on my birthday stream.
Yeah,
And you just didn't even bother to. Okay.
it's Saturday. He can still do it.
Yeah. I need to get back into streaming. It's been like I've been so busy. I mean, I got Carnal done, then I did the colors for the campaign, and now I've been like doing the whole place. As soon as the place is completely redone,
Spring cleaning or winter cleaning.
yeah, I'm getting ready for a winter. I'm completely decluttering so I can have a nice, cozy, beautiful winter. I'm gonna try and make this winter be like the best. I'm gonna try and be online less, have a nice, cozy place, have friends around more often.
Hey, look at this, and then this.
Huh?
Yeah, that's what I yeah, he says,
I missed you, Angela. There was one time where I was playing a video game while Angela was on my stream, and it was like a giant boss battle, and she just started talking about her daily routine. I'm like, Angela, I'm trying really hard to kill this boss. She started talking about all the chores that she had to do.
I
that
miss
day. It
seeing
was so
Angela on
fucking funny.
streams.
I didn't know Angela was like my age. That's most people, because most people I remember used to always be
Look
like,
out, Angela! Look
No,
out!
that's not what I
Oh
was
no, he's coming for you. He's like,
Vaughn,
yes,
it says
there's a
Vaughn,
target.
she is single.
Oh, all right. Well,
There you,
my
there you
DMs
go.
are open.
No,
No, but-
Damn.
She has a beautiful
No, but-
voice. She has a voice that sounds just like Mindy from Hollow Fist.
I don't think I played Hollow Fist. What's Hollow Fist?
The only people that have are the people who I've
Hollow-
taken it to shows and they've played it, or anyone that got it that.
Oh,
played
is that
it
your
during
game?
The Steam
Yeah,
demo
that's his
festival. Yeah, it's
There,
adult Pokemon. It's Pokemon for a mature audience.
Are we talking like carnal mature? Like, what are we talking?
No, it's definitely the Carnal's even further mature. No, Hollow Fist is just like a little bit adult humory. and like slightly edgy, but it's not like Carnal tier. Carnal, even though Carnal is supposed to be like, oh, it's a raunchy comedy, it's like not actually that crazy. Whenever
Not
I tell
actually that
Carnal,
funny.
I mean, there you go. It's should we say it's comedic, not a comedy? It's comedic.
It sucks, actually. I'm kidding. It was
Vaughn's getting all the poison
No,
out
I'm
today.
kidding. It was
He's been
good.
saving it up. He's like,
Listen,
wait,
Jake,
so like
Jake,
when I get on creative block, I'm gonna get
Jake has been bullying me.
You know that line between like banter and being a dick that we've been talking about?
No, I'm fucking with you. No, Jake.
I'm being nice to you today, Vaughn.
I know. No. See, I feel like this is manipulative, though. So we could be mean, and then he's like, you know what? I'm being nice to you, and I'm like, shit.
Me being nicer is manipulative.
Because
Sorry,
you can't win.
okay.
You can't win.
You never win.
No, all right. I'm kidding with you. All right. So,
Oh yeah, but yeah, Carnal. It's like I'll tell people about it, and they'll say an idea from it, and I'm like, that wouldn't happen. It's like it goes too far, and I'm like, that wouldn't happen. Like they talk about him coming everywhere, and I'm like, that's not gonna happen.
Wait, why wouldn't he come?
There's lore.
Oh,
Don't worry, it's all a big mystery. The mystery of his curse.
of his curse. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'm really intrigued.
Good.
Hey, Bancroft's in chat.
Oh, Michael
Bancroft, do you want to come and hang out? Do you want to come and save us from Vaughn?
and hang out?
Bancroft read it. Bancroft read Carnal. I'm sending him the link right now. You don't have to come in, obviously, if you don't want to. But he read it and he liked it. And we haven't talked to him about it yet.
Yeah, I also
talked to Chris. Crystal gave me feedback on it. Her feedback was awesome.
Oh, I should have sent for Crystal Living Legends.
You should.
She could probably read.
I'm sure she
unlike
can
me.
read.
Vaughn.
That's kind of a prerequisite for a job.
Oh,
No.
yo, I got an email that I'm excited about.
Oh, yeah?
The artist is starting a crossover story that I wrote a little bit ago.
Oh, nice.
And he's going to be sending
Ooh.
some layouts next week. So I'm been waiting to hear from him. I'm really excited about it. So
The
Cool.
Flintstones and the Jetsons.
yeah, we're doing the Flintstones Jacksons crossover.
Flintstones Jacksons.
Yeah.
Jacksons?
The Flintstones meet the Jackson 5. Oh, hey.
They use a disco ball to go back in time.
Yabba dabba hee hee.
So that's super exciting. I can't wait for that. And then also I'm gonna be getting into writing, finishing up a script this month, which I'm super excited about too. Can't wait. I'm good. I'm in this area where I have like downtime from lettering because I'm all caught up on my letters. So I'm just waiting for pages so I get to write and see more stuff.
You just get to take showers and hang
I
out.
get to take showers and get out of the showers and write.
Oh man.
Into showers, out
Oh,
of
see, I
showers.
write in the shower personally with a notepad.
You have a waterproof notepad?
No.
I actually got one for my birthday years ago. I used it.
Ridiculous.
I
Ridiculous.
have to write fast.
He writes on his phone in the shower.
No,
Yeah,
That's right.
makes sense.
Yeah. He has to buy a new phone every week.
It's my curse. It's my blessing.
Yeah.
Listen, you gotta write what feels natural, you know, when you're in the moment.
In the shower, it has to be
Yeah.
on
Nothing
your
more
phone.
natural. Nothing more natural.
No, on a
than
pen and
the
paper. I told you, pen and paper in the shower.
shower.
Sure
I wonder which pen he's using, guys.
Oh my fucking!
Written it
My,
below.
I use my 15th pen. If you catch my drift.
What?
15 centimeters?
Because pen 15 isn't like penis, you know.
Oh,
That's too much thinking. for this.
Wow, that's like a
this
joke
stream.
a writer would make. That
Yeah.
kind of joke.
Yeah, it's almost like I'm a writer.
I mean, it's not a joke if it's not funny.
Yeah, that wasn't funny.
No, it
What's
is.
funnier
No, it
is-
is a joke. It's just not a funny joke.
It was like clever in a way, but it wasn't very funny.
That wasn't a joke at all. The funny thing is, if you
Wait, no,
want
if it's not a
to,
joke at all, that means I do it. but
if
I
you
don't
went
do
to
it.
penisland.com, that's a joke.
Yeah, everyone type that in. Oh, Bancroft says, "Bring me in and kick Vaughn."
No. We can
I'm gonna-
be on
I'm gonna-
together.
I still have to
Seriously.
set up my computer, so I think I'm gonna leave and do that. Bancroft can come in, and
Okay.
I'll
You'll
talk
set
if
it
I
up.
can if my computer's ready.
Oh, so kick Phil.
Yeah,
Phil leaves of his own accord.
That's
He's a free
right.
man.
Bye, man. It's been so
Good
nice.
job, everybody. I might be back
Have
though.
All
It's been
right,
really
have a
nice
nice
seeing you, Phil.
shower.
Hey, Phil.
I'm not gonna
Yeah.
shower.
I just got used to saying that.
Have a really nice time, Phil. I'm so
See you,
sorry you
Phil.
gotta leave. Bye.
The only
Bye.
Bye.
Oh,
person
thank God.
that
Oh
kicks,
my God, the stream got so
the only person that kicks main panelists is Rini whenever we're all pissing her off.
Oh yeah, I
What?
have no fear. Whoa, shit! Oh, it's dropped one.
One fear.
Like, one fear. Fucking burning my house
Is
down.
Bancroft not in here?
Oh, what a shame.
Is he not in here? Is he not edible?
He is
Oh,
here.
Oh,
Been here the whole time.
Oh my god.
how's it going, Michael Bancroft?
I just sent you the link,
Hello,
Bancroft.
Vaughn.
That's funny. I just suck at looking at my windows are freaking messed up. I can't see who's here. My windows don't show anything. So
Excuses.
yeah, dude, your tweet about that spider was pretty funny.
Oh, let's see.
Australian spider.
It's a little huntsman, little lady. You can tell it's a lady because they have the big bulbous abdomen.
Ass.
The men
Oh.
have
Fat ass.
Big ass.
Yeah.
Does that mean are they poisonous?
No.
Turn
But
it
they
on.
do bite. But they're very placid. You can mess with them. You can like poke them and stuff. They won't do anything.
Oh, nice.
They just run around.
You just
I'm
take
sure
it.
if you put an entire one into your bloodstream, it might be detrimental to you in a poison style way, but not,
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend that.
Yeah, grind it up and inject it. Hey, nice update on wood
I'm
burning.
just gonna keep showing. This shit takes forever.
Oh, hang on. Let me see this.
Should I get my wood burning kit out and do a really crap version of what you're doing?
Do whatever you want.
I could try it. I don't have. I
Look,
don't
it
know
gets
if I
so
have it
red.
in-
It's all red and fiery.
I want to see Vaughn wood burn the.
Dude, I'm gonna burn my
porcelain.
fucking house down if I try wood burning.
Yeah, this is. I mean, you can just use a fucking soldering iron, but I have an actual
Oh, I don't have
wood
it in.
burning thing. Like temperature controlled and everything.
I could use like a cigar lighter and see how far that gets me.
Yeah, you should really do that. It'll really turn out well for you.
Dude, there are like Twitch. There was one that like burned his fucking house down on stream. Yeah, let me see if I can find it. But he tries throwing like to stop the fire because he's an idiot. He tries throwing like paper on the fire to stop it.
What?
He tries to fight fire with fire. Alex Webby says, "Yes, Jake, you should start smoking wood right now." Okay, I could go get it.
Everything is an
I
innuendo.
pulled up the tweet.
Oh, yeah, here it is.
well.
In your endo.
It's so fucking good. Hang on. I found the stream. Hold on, I'll put it in the private chat. It's really funny shit. He burns his whole fucking house down. On stream.
Oh no!
Oh
How
man.
you fucking throw like paper on it? How stupid do
Listen,
people have to be?
people find a way. If you get creative enough, you can fuck up anything.
Bancroft, you'll have to fight for your opportunity to speak on this stream. I'm sorry. I know you were about to say something.
Yeah, no, we have to roll in the
I'll
fucking.
just sit here quietly. That's fine.
Okay.
No, please don't. Tell me what you think of my comment.
Is that the lady's huntsman?
Yeah. That's
That's
the,
insane.
that's the inside the car view.
Whoa! Look at that thing! Woo!
And then there's me.
Whoa! It's so
Nice
big! Whoa! Is it fuzzy?
There's Victoria there. She's like ah. She was freaking
She's
out.
scared. Freaking
Is
out.
it fuzzy?
It's not that big.
It's pretty big
it's
for
a
a
little fuzzy.
spider.
It's probably like.
Bancroft's doing full dad mode of like, this ain't nothing.
Is that a
Holy-
tarantula?
Just stick it off me car.
Cute.
No,
It's like-
no, it's its own thing. Tarantulas, I think they stand up. This one is flat to the ground.
Oh.
And but Yeah, they get a lot bigger than this too, but she hitched a little ride down to the supermarket. I flicked her off when I got out because I don't think Mel wanted me to bring her back home.
The
There's
huntsman is
some
my
of these out in the bush grow up to to be massive.
Really?
how big's massive? Like
Yeah, it's
this?
like
Like this? Like a hand's
yeah,
full?
about that. Yeah, I
Wow.
think I've seen one that's about as the full span was about as big as a dinner plate, but that's I've only ever seen that
Ooh.
once.
Oh,
My
that's crazy.
favorite
But they
my
have very
favorite
long
weapon.
legs.
My favorite weapon in TF2 is the huntsman. I always play the sniper who's Australian, and he has a bow and arrow that can get really cheap headshots, and they named it the huntsman after that spider. Ah, my teeth. I probably
You
shouldn't
guys
open
ever
stuff with my
seen
teeth.
one of
Probably
these?
Whoa.
These are in Florida. They're called banana spiders. I see.
I never saw
Yeah.
that.
What?
What
I
part
think
of
they
Oh,
might-
Florida?
so pretty.
Those are like
Pretty.
they're kind of common.
Yeah.
Maybe
I mean, I
sections
guess.
Florida. But it's like if you walk through the forest off the path, then you'll walk into one of these because their webs are like fishing line and they won't break. They're like strong like fishing line. So and you'll so they hit your face. You're like, oh my god, this thing's huge. What the hell?
Oh.
They never leave the path.
Yeah, Florida is like swampy Australia. Everything wants to kill you. And it's
Yeah.
huge.
Well, we have that up north. That's what the climate is.
Yeah?
Swamp Australia.
And we have St. Andrew's cross spiders, which look a little bit like that. They put their legs into the shape of a cross, and then they weave these massive webs, and you can't see them until you're almost in them. And yeah, they're pretty freaky looking.
Cool.
It's like
So you just
Jumanji.
be walking
in
along the
Australia.
road, and there'll be a huge web off a fence and a tree on the like strip there.
Wow.
And you'll almost walk right into it.
Rini, what heat should I put this dial to?
I don't know.
This. Okay.
I have it set to about 60 is what I use for basswood. Or no, but not basswood. I'm using composite wood right now.
Yeah, I think I got like plywood. It's super thin though. I should have got.
Oh, you should have got thicker because what I like to do, I like really carve into it. So these are almost like reliefs. They're not just like lightly carved. Like if you do laser engraving, with a machine, yeah, you can get kind of like it'll just surface level burn an image on, but these are like carved in. You can tell it's handmade. So I go about like 5.5, 5.6 for the finer detail, but because the thing is, if you have it really hot, it'll burn really quickly, but the lines will be really thick because think of it like ink. If your brush is too watery, it'll spread out. So the heat is like your water level on your brush. Think of it that way. So I very
how
on.
Narwhal, how thick do you like your wood, person?
I see what you did there.
Answer the man.
Yeah, I'm waiting for my answer, man.
Let me show you guys some of the other ones. I need to pack these later and send them out in the morning. I was gonna send them out today. It didn't happen.
Bancroft, what do you think of Carnal? You finally read it.
I did. It was fun. It was. I left you that one comment. I was like, that's intense.
It's interesting. I wouldn't have thought that was the most intense bit. I thought the opening death would have been more intense. Like that's what I thought you were talking about. But yeah, okay. Yeah, I get you. No one else is pointing that one out. But
or maybe I'm just a prude. It was funny. I was thinking the whole time, is this the replicator where we don't actually get to meet Carnal? No, you meet him, but it doesn't really. It's like a lot of world building and stuff. So yeah, but you pointed that out. You were like, oh, we're this far in and we haven't. It's time to meet our hero.
That was some of your iterations, Jake. I think there were versions where it was right away. There were versions where it's a little bit into it. I don't mind it being into it though. I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah, there was one. Oh, look, it's one of. Oh, that's like from a different angle this time than you usually draw out too.
Yeah, I tend to go for the quarter view because it's just the easiest. But oh, see how like this is really carved into it. It's like a relief.
Mm.
You can tell. Oh, let me show the Casimir one. I just finished that
Oh,
one.
there it is. Now it
The-
turned on. Cool.
The Casimir one is super obvious. It's like his whole head just floats off of the background because it's actually really drastic. Like if you view it from the side, it's the whole thing is lit. I don't know if you can tell.
I actually liked that out of all of them. I know the Ragnar ones are pretty. I liked that one because of how different it was from the others.
I quite like this. I'm
Yeah,
happy
I
with
like
how it
that one.
turned
That
out.
was one of my favorites.
I'm sad that more people didn't order Casimir, but I expected that.
I
You know,
should maybe have a.
There used to be a version. There used to be a version of the comic with Carnal where he didn't show up until page 25, and then I added that bit at the beginning.
Yeah, see, that would have that. I think that would have. I would have been like, "What is? Where is he? What's going on?" So
Yeah,
it's that. I think it's perfectly fine to do, and a lot of people do the same thing. But the world seems really fun.
Hey.
Yeah, I want to know more about it. So yeah, it did its job. I'm not always pretty bad when it comes to this sort of stuff. Like, I once tried to read a script from a friend, and I couldn't even read it. Yours was, at least you had, pencils and stuff, so I could follow what was happening. But
yeah. If someone was to give me a full script, I probably wouldn't be able to pass it. But if they gave me like an outline that showed the bullet points of the story, pretty much,
Yeah.
I could probably feedback that. Awesome.
I got thumbnails from my my first couple. Oh, that's so pretty.
Oh, look at that. Beautiful.
Are you gonna do more of these for Fiendish 3 when that happens?
Yeah, I'll do a few with every campaign. There'll be limited items though. Hey.
It's
This is
I didn't
nice.
think. Yeah, I managed to get it.
Where's the other one? Where's the Casimir one that Almajed got? It's a little Casimir. Pretty happy with the background too. More people should ask for Casimir. Everybody just wants the girls. Come on.
Everyone buy Casimir's ones.
Not a single person asked for Easkell. I'm so sad.
He's a
It was
sweet
fine.
character, but I don't know.
Yeah, he doesn't visually stand out that much. It's fine. It's fine.
I wouldn't. You can. I mean, I suppose you could use that as a gauge to see who your most popular characters are.
Well, it's
I
gonna
mean,
be
it was
the
pretty obvious. I knew who was going to be the most popular.
It's gonna be the one with the biggest tits.
The big mystery.
Yeah. Yeah.
It doesn't
it's
matter
like-
the quality of the character, even if she ends up being my favorite character, just from a visual standpoint, from people that hadn't read Fiendish 2 going in, it was like obvious. Like my favorite ended up being I don't know, my favorite, because there's still a lot more to go.
I liked character-wise. I liked Yomi.
Yeah, and she was
but,
my
like,
least favorite
because-
going in. Well, actually, technically, I guess Ragnar was because I literally didn't know anything about her.
Yeah, character-wise.
But like, yeah, I think like Yomi is probably my favorite by the end of the.
Breeny's like really hates Novel right now for leaving her on the screen.
It's fine. I'll just wallow in the awkwardness. No, someone asked earlier about if any of our characters like take on a life of their own. Yomi was kind of like that. I don't know. It was a really interesting, and it made me really happy, obviously, because it's like when you figure out what a character's voice is, and they kind of start speaking. That's really that's great, and I've experienced that before, and I hear a lot of writers talk about that. But with Yomi, it was her entire character arc, because it was, and I'm not going to say what it is because it's spoilery, but her role in the story was I had the hardest fucking time figuring it out. It's like I knew she was this slave girl and I knew her origins, but what she did going forward and her kind of personality and approach to everything was like, I don't know what to do because it's like completely open-ended. Like what is this character? And then it kind of fell into place halfway through chapter 2, and it was really interesting. She just did that on her own. She just told me what she wanted to do. I sound like a crazy person.
No, I mean, I'm trying to think of like because the thing is I spend so many hours going through my characters, writing backstories, thinking of interactions, even often like there are characters that I'm not going to have appear for a long fucking time, and so when it gets to me writing them, but then there are some characters that are tougher. But like my favorite, like especially I find my characterizations, it's easy when I'm writing dialogue. Really, a lot of their voices come through. And sometimes
a lot of dialogue.
Yeah. Well, who'd you hear that from, Rini or who?
No, I just heard.
No, I was gonna say because she's the only one who's read my script. So I'm like, I guess.
Okay. I heard you focused on dialogue, and your dialogue was interesting.
Yeah, you heard that from me.
Yeah, that a good thing, Rini?
Yes.
Yeah, I know. I'm just joking.
God, it's a fucking accuser. No,
I'm just fucking with you. Yeah, no, I've written with screenplays. Like I've gone off for like there was one time I remember I was writing my script. I wrote for like 10 pages, literally just the character sitting in a hot tub, and I was like, it was fun. I read the 10 pages, like okay, nothing happened. I had so much fun writing it, but I got to just scrap this whole thing. Dialogue is one of my favorite fucking things to write. Actually, it's stopping when I have a good conversation flowing between characters. I'm like, all right, what am I getting to? I think it's once you know your characters, you just give them something to talk about.
Yeah,
it's really easy for me. Yeah, like especially I think you guys will like I have to keep going. But like, once you introduce the team characters, like I thought they each have a very strong dynamic. And I've actually held off on introducing some of my characters that I'm most excited for because I want them to change the dynamic. Like, okay, so my first 8 issues is going to have, including Miles, who's going to be the newest member of the team, 5 members of the team, right? And then I'm waiting to add like, oh, there's the next girl in the team because I want they'll have a dynamic, and then there's going to be she'll change the dynamic in this way, and I'm waiting to dole them out. And my plan is set up a status quo, introduce new character that changes it. They set it up, new character changes status quo, and that's my plan going forward. I have like a whole 50 issue plan. That's kind of rough.
Cool. Yeah.
50 issues.
You know what's interesting? That's insane.
Oh, that's the first 50 issues, like the first part, and then I probably have I have 100 issue rougher plan.
But how many pages is each one though?
There will be a few double size probably, but roughly 24 to 28. But the first issue is going to be a triple size issue. So.
Right. Yeah. The first one was like. Oh yeah, that one's definitely.
No, they're not. They're not all going to be that long. My plan was to is campaign wise to do probably like 2 issues at a time. So it'll be like two $10 issues that are 24 or 28 pages.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Just because I like the aesthetic. I think a lot of people like the idea of having a smaller commitment, like say right before bed, of just knowing that hey, there's a.
There's a lot of planned Carnal stuff, but like it's semi-episodic, even though it goes in a there's still a big arc, but it's still each 3-part story, each mini arc is kind of episodic in a way. So each one can be enjoyed, and it means that you could plan ahead this whole arc, and then it's not like if it's not all done, it's worthless. Let me see if I've got the list of all the different stories. I know the first one's called A Bad Case of Crabs. Then it's Carnal Goes to Hell. And then Operation Princess, Carnal the Bounty Hunter, The Daddy Dimension, and then No Homo.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I have a. All right, I'll read off a few of my story arcs. So obviously, my first one, my first couple issues I have titled. So it's like, issue 1 is Lightning Strikes. Issue 2 is Down to the Core. Issue 3 is I think I'm gonna call it like the Reactor, or Back at the Reactor or something. 4 is Meet the Team. 5 Dark Cloud. 6.
Meat is an MEAT.
No, not fucking no.
Mm.
6 was shit. What did I call it? I forget what I
It
called
wasn't
it.
that bad, Irene.
No, but then a lot of my story arc. I love coming up with like story arc names. So, like Into the Storm is one of them. The Psycho Weapons Saga is going to be kind of like my Dark Phoenix.
Bancroft's got all of the titles planned out for all his Lucent books for the next 20 years, right, Michael?
No, I don't actually. I still don't know what the third one is called, and it's.
Yeah, you don't
But
even
I'm
know
not
what the
worried
next
about
one
it.
is.
I'm not worried about it because it will come to me, and I will know. I'm not going to force it.
I have mine planned out, but I'm not going to say because they're really good, and I'm keeping them secret.
Oh,
Really
well,
keep
nice.
great.
it secret.
Oh, we all
Let
fucked
people
up by
know.
saying them.
I don't give a
no.
shit.
No, they're special.
None of these words mean anything to you guys yet. It will eventually.
Mhm.
No, like my thing is I want 1 or 2 word titles, and I spend so much time just like figuring out okay exactly like this is the perfect word for it, and like I'm like it matters a lot that I hold on to those.
I just have my
Huh.
convention. So I've got Waking Dream, Painted Death, Fractured Mind, and Tempest Born. They're the only ones I have that yet.
Oh, yeah,
But
Tempest Born.
That's nice. I like that.
That's the
that's my
Viking one, right?
Viking- That's my Viking.
Yeah,
yeah.
Vikings versus Wizards.
That's it.
What the hell?
What?
That's
It,
what
it
it's
sounded like
Tempest
someone
Born
just
is.
dropped.
That's
No,
the
it
one
sounded
I
like someone
work
dropped
on.
something.
Oh, yeah,
work
I
on
dropped my
with Phil.
phone,
I work
yeah.
on that one in the shower.
Ah,
I do it through my
makes
head.
sense.
Yeah, mine is. I'd love to because I was thinking about it realistically. I don't know if I'll be. I'd love to get a couple comics out a year, but I'm gonna start slow and slowly see where how fast I could start going once I get the money flowing.
If you can afford it, and you build up how to actually get them out there.
Yeah, I'd love to just make
Are
enough
they
money
full,
with
gonna be
each.
full color?
Yeah.
It's
So
expensive.
I know. Reality's a fucking cold-hearted bitch, man. I'm doing all the budgets. I'm like, yeah, here are all my ideas. I wrote like the first 8 issues, and then I'm seeing reality, and dude, she's a bitch, man. Like I'm trying. I'm doing my budgets. I'm looking at printing costs and production costs. And I'm like, shit.
Just do a color as a stretch goal. That's what I did for Fiendish 1. I wasn't
Color as a
expecting to
stretch
get.
goal?
fucking-
Oh no, I'm going full color. I already built it into my budget.
Okay.
I
then.
wish people let themselves do more black and white. Like I
Maybe-
love really like black and white comics, man.
I was
the great
gonna.
principle-
Maybe I'll do an
Yeah.
artist edition of Living Legends.
I
the
like
great-
black and
the
white
great
art,
principle-
but.
I'm doing for Living
But what?
Legends issue 1. Maybe I'll do an artist edition.
Irene, me and you keep stopping for each other, and then Vaughn says something in the gap.
Listen, someone's
This
got to
is
fill
like
in the
it
gap.
just summed up our entire dynamic right
You
there.
don't have to fill up every single.
I didn't
Yeah,
mean to, man. I was.
It's just how his brain works. He can't help it.
Even when the books look incredible in black and white, color still outsells black and white.
Yeah.
Okay. If you're talking about selling, then obviously, like for sure.
But also,
Yeah.
it was
Selling
also.
is how we keep going.
I love
True.
black
Yeah,
and white
true.
art, and I want to do artist edition. I keep saying I'm going to. I swear I eventually will do artist editions for Fiendish. But what I realized was Fiendish could work in black and white, but there are certain things that just the color can add more dimension to the story because the runes have color codes to them. The characters are all color coded, and
Yeah.
I designed it in a specific way because in my head it's an anime, so I thought about the colors. It's just so. I think it's better that way, but yeah, I'll do it. I'll eventually do an artist edition because I spent so much fucking time on the inks, and the inks look good, I think.
I was sitting on the fence hardcore about making Carnal color, and like the chat, I did a vote with my audience. By the way, anyone who usually watches my channel, I will try and stream again soon. I do actually really miss you guys.
You have a channel?
Listen, Listen, I took a break, so I did a community post. I did a break so I could do those Carnal layouts and get them done. Then I did some coloring stuff. I was busy with that, and now I'm like doing my big winter declutter. But like, yes, I'm a dickhead. I'm so sorry, chat. I'm a dickhead. I apologize.
You don't have to feel that guilty. God damn.
I'll stream again soon. I feel bad. I want to.
How
Yeah.
dare you?
How dare you not stream?
Yeah, how dare you try and have a bit of a life? I've been having a bit of an existential crisis over the last few weeks, to be honest.
Okay, all right.
Happens to
Yeah,
the
but,
best of us.
Feel better?
Yeah, but with Carnal, the chat was really wanted color, and to be honest, it kind of needs it. I mean, the guy's ability is supposed to be sparkly blue. How can you really like do? How can you sell that in just black and white or just like single color?
That's the kind of a big drawback with Tiger Blue, is that it's like it's the blue tiger, and you're like, well,
Yeah.
I guess I'll just have to use my imagination on that, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it's mine too. Like the colors, even though the only art you guys have seen is just not colored, like the whole thing, I've always wanted my character specifically, I'm very specific, has bright yellow lightning. Like with the superhero stuff, I have like colors that are very specific to the designs and the looks of these characters. And I just, to me, for this story in particular, there is no other way. I could consider something in black and white in the future, but I never pictured it any other way. Really,
that's why I want to do the Drake Bristle book. Maromi says Jake's character design requires color. That would, to be honest, in a sense, that would be a criticism of the character designs, Maromi. But I thank you. But that's why I wanted to do Drake Bristle. Like that's going to be in black and white or two color, like the Carnal layout pages are, where it's like blue and like a dark purple. That book is designed to be what I wanted to do with Carnal, like black and white wise.
Well, I don't think when you were saying that it sounds like a criticism if a character needs color. I mean, like, for example, I'm going to have a character, I'll say this here, he's going to debut in Living Legends issue 3, where his name is Thermo, and his color, though, I mean, it's not fully designed yet, I have concepts, but his costume's going to be mostly black with lines throughout, and it glows purple in its neutral state, blue when he does cold, and like a thermometer, and red when he does warm. That's specifically colors. You know, that specifically requires color.
It's just like really good character design. You should be able to just tell them from their silhouettes, which I have actually tried to do with my characters. But yeah, Connell's ability. Yeah, I suppose if you have blorks that are like blue orcs, you have to show them in blue.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can't, like, a lot of your character names are like very specific. Blue Dick Axe, you know?
Yeah, .com.
Yeah, the same issue with me. I think in like the dev are purple, and in the black and white version they just read as kind of tan, and it's like no, it's way better if they read as fucking purple, and like Ragna and Ispolia have green and blue hair. That just doesn't have the same effect in black and white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, color again has values, and I think, like, I'm trying to think, like, there's certain stories that certain looks too that require color, or even if you do something like painted, like, so I was recording my Daredevil video and talking about, I mean, this is Biggins' favorite, but Elektra Assassin, which is a painted comic. Well, is it painted? I think it's watercolor.
Watercolor,
That
yeah.
kind of stuff. Like, hold on, I'm trying to find one of my favorite pages ever. Hold on.
You do paint with watercolors, by the way.
Okay, yeah. But I mean, like, specifically, no, because there are no, but it's a distinction. I get what you're saying, but there's a distinction because there are like.
Wow.
Actual
sassy
painting.
motherfucker.
Nothing new.
Really, Jake? Do you really?
Such a sassy stream. This entire fucking thing.
This is great.
It happens. You know what it is? It's the equivalent. I mean, that's how us guys are, though. We're like, fuck you, and like, no, you're pretty cool, man. Have you guys seen that meme where it's like,
Okay,
it's
well.
like, it? Oh, okay, never mind.
I'm fucking around. I couldn't do one. I couldn't get away with one. It's breaking
One
its
is
soul.
more stream of consciousness than you are, Jake.
I know, right? Well, I've learned to hone it over 3 streams I did on my channel.
Oh, 3. I think you're gonna say. I think you're gonna say years.
Hey.
I'm trying to get better.
I want to go for a period of going back to the daily streams on my channel because that was really fun.
I wouldn't have the energy.
No, it would have to be like after I've done a whole bunch of work and I'm like, okay, let's dedicate a week to like having fun with the chat.
Streaming is it's fun, but it's work.
I listened to criticism from the chat, and I applied it this week, and had 2 of my biggest shows in a while. So first thing first, I reiterated on Twitter when I stream.
Yeah,
because people were like, it's funny how you think you say it 100 times, but if you're saying it 100 times to the same 40 people, I guess it doesn't really matter.
You need it in the description of your channel, to be honest. I used to love watching you every day right at the beginning. I still do, but I just can't stay awake that long. And I'd be like, is he streaming tonight or not? Does he stream every day or not? And I would go to your description of your channel and it wouldn't really be written there. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I should do that. And then I also was like, I've been a bit lazy in, actually coming up with a show. Because it does kind of grind you down after a while. And sometimes you just want to do other things. Like, at the moment, I just want to work on my book. But, yeah, if you want people to turn up to your show, you probably should put on a show. So, yeah, I decided to just put in a little bit more effort. And they've been going good.
Cool.
So
glad to hear.
You can do it.
Well, we already put in as much effort as possible in this show.
Oh god, that's peak effort right here.
Yeah. I actually, you know what? This week's gonna be me making the Halloween intro. That's gonna be this week's work.
You're doing a Halloween specific one? Nice.
Yes.
I found it. All right, like one of my favorite pages ever right here. It's watercolor.
Ooh. That is beautiful.
Yeah, we can't wait to get through it. Let me read this.
Is that Sinkowitz?
Yeah, it's Electra Assassin. I got him to sign.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Man, this wood burning shit's hard. I keep making the line I make keeps looking really dotty. How do you make a line look smooth?
Are you using the right nib? Okay.
Well, I got this. I got the standard one.
Here's the nib. I'm using this like blade-like one. This is the one that I use most often, and I honestly only use 2. This one because it's like a actual like drawing nib, right? It's like a blade. You can get a really fine point. I turn it sideways and kind of carve in for straight lines, but also I could turn it flat, and that's where I get those background textures. I just have it kind of flat, like almost the side of a brush, and just scrape it very lightly with the lower setting. And then as up here, I just turn it all the way up to like 7 and shit, and just carve in and burn it. I actually set the wood on fire multiple times doing this.
Mine keeps sparking. The tool keeps sparking.
No, the whole fucking. That's not good. Mine doesn't do that. Holy shit. I hope you have a fire extinguisher. No, it's every time I do the backgrounds because there's so much burning and the wood is already hot and I have to carve into it. It's just literally sets ablaze. But it's fine. It's fine.
Okay, I was using the standard brush.
That's why this is an actual pyrography tool. You can just use a fucking soldering iron, but this is like for pyrography, and you can switch out the nibs, and it's all temperature controlled, and everything is for chat. But so here's the other one I use that's round. It's like a round tip, and
I got that one. Hold on, this one.
Yeah, that's about right. So I use that for kind of. This is almost like your marker, and this is your nib. Then that's what I switch between. Marker, nib.
Okay,
Marker,
I'm looking
nib.
for that
So
nib
think
one.
of it that way.
So, is this like a nib?
Is this the nib?
Oh, that's a really small one. I mean, I guess that works. I like this flat, big one though, because
that's what she said.
flat.
I've got
Oh.
like this. Yeah, like I like a flat big one. See, the ones that I've got similar to yours, they look like this, but it's like they're not a whole blade like yours is.
I think that would work, but you probably wouldn't have the same effect if when I'm turning it sideways. But
Yeah.
You guys are boring Bobby.
where are we? Oh, well.
I'm sorry,
Luke,
Bobby. What can I do, man?
Good right now. Talking about
Listen,
burning wood.
listen. This is art nerd talk. This is what happens when I have a bunch of people fucking drawing on stream. Here you go. Here's what I have so far.
Ooh.
I've gotten
Vaughn,
I've gotten a little faster at the hair. It's like Ragnar's hair. It takes fucking forever.
Vaughn, don't let your buddy be bored. Entertain him.
That's my job. Tell us you want to. All right.
Bobby's turned on me since someone mentioned
Tell us a joke.
that I like astrology.
You like astrology? Why do you like astrology?
You didn't know? Yeah, that's
Because it's interesting.
Hey, look at this. Bancroft.
That's what I'm working on. Well, I
Wait,
just
they
finished that one actually. I'm doing
Oh, nice.
It looks
coloring backgrounds.
really nice.
Beautiful.
It looks like a
Looks like a good
movie
comic.
or whatever. It looks like photorealistic.
How the fuck do you get these? Oh, it's a twist.
There you go.
Oh, that's what that little spanner was for. You learn something new every day. How much of the coloring is done on Lucent now? Are you quarter the way coloring?
30 pages done.
Whoa.
What is it? Hang on.
That's a lot.
I was just updating my little thingos just earlier.
Bobby says, "Go back to talking about cell phones."
Oh, fuck that. We're done with that.
We
30
kind of
pages
burned
completed.
that one out.
59 pages partially complete. And 6
Ooh.
remaining, but I haven't started.
So that's the situation. Love how Australians say situation.
Bobby said Jake.
Situation.
No, I say situation.
Situation.
Sid.
It's so good.
Situation.
Why do you say it like that?
Bobby says, "Jake, your interest
How do
in
you say
gay
it?
subjects hasn't made me think any less of you."
Oh, that's good. I'm glad, Bobby. That gives me some leeway to get into even more gay subjects.
What's that word for that? It's like, what's the word? It's very heartwarming or something. But yeah.
Endearing.
Endearing.
I think Taro's I think Taro is a portal to demons now.
You were so into it just like a month ago.
I know it's a portal to demons. It's all lies. It's deception. That's my point of view now. It's like the demons have future vision and they can like try and trick you by making some of it right, and then they fuck with you.
Let's see.
Sounds about accurate.
Yeah, man, the fucking demons. All other religions are fake, made up by demons too, apparently.
Really? How
kinda do
many?
think- I was thinking just war is satanic, maybe. Like just because war doesn't make sense. It's like, wait a minute. I feel like all the people could look at each other and be like, wait, let's just not do this.
All right, now fucking hippie. What is this hippie shit? Get out of here. No.
One's
No.
like more war now.
No,
He's the
I'm saying,
warmonger.
listen, sometimes people have valid reasons to kill.
One's
motherfuckers.
like exterminate the Chinese now.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Listen, I'm already. What do you think? I'm creating my World War III storyline to get my
You just get it.
frustrations out.
Irene's gonna melt all the right through.
Watch me
Why are
burn
you doing
down.
it? Why are you doing it on top of your Cintiq?
I'm not gonna
Why
do this. I'm just burning this.
does it straight away? I'm not gonna do this.
No, I didn't
Burns hole
touch
for
it.
Cintiq. You're
Normal,
a
can
very
you-
I'm
After
very
reading-
well coordinated. Have
you're
you
a very
noticed?
risky mistress.
No, after
I have
after
limited
this,
working space.
can you play the video of the guy burning his house down after this? No,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
God.
it's really
Yeah.
fucking funny. The guy, like, we don't have to watch the whole thing, but like, we'll get to the part.
We have to watch the whole thing.
No, I mean, if you want to.
No.
Oh my fucking god. Okay. I just want to. Can I show people?
Yes.
The fucking art with that.
I don't know. Wait, let her see it. Let her. She showed
I
me.
don't know. Can you?
So this guy
Alright.
burns his fucking house down on the street.
Uh,
I'm
My
trying to-
internet being slow.
Jesus.
Oh, this
Marwa.
tool's
You gotta
way
pay
better.
for your internet.
Oh, this tool's way better. I'm not making dots. I can build up.
Oh,
a
here it is.
line.
All right, go to like
See, I told you.
455.
It's almost like you've done a lot of this, Irene.
Yeah.
You
It's
can
almost like
see it
you're a
if I
professional
scroll past
artist.
Yeah.
I'm some pretender.
Weird.
I
You
can
like-
share
what's
my
he
screen
doing?
if that's easier.
What is
Yeah.
he doing? He's
Lighting a
Let me
cigarillo,
share my
little
screen.
cigarette.
The
Yeah,
What
whole
manga has he
back
got?
There's,
What manga's in the background? What has he got in his shot?
Oh, it
What's
doesn't
his
matter.
name?
I'll
doesn't
tell you.
matter what he had.
Yeah, it's all gone now.
Yeah.
The shit, he burns his whole fucking house. Like it's so
There's like
funny.
all this burnable stuff all around him.
all of it. Literally, he starts adding it to the pile, thinking to put it out, and it just
Wait,
fucking...
what? Whoa! What the
Can't you ever just watching it by me scrolling through while it
Yeah,
won't
can
load?
we? Yeah, I'll share my screen. My screen.
Oh no!
Let me see.
Oh, I feel bad for him.
It happened
That's
7 years
not-
ago. It's well, it's probably not fine now, but like we could pretend it is.
That's sad.
Here we go.
I feel
There.
bad for him. I
Well,
mean,
we could check to see if he's better now.
I was gonna say, well, that could happen to any of us, but it really can't because who the fuck just adds paper?
Look, ready?
I mean, I literally have piles of paper
Oh my
everywhere.
God.
Hey, put it on the paper. No,
He's not looking at
no.
it. Dude, turn around. This is Suspense.
Turn around!
You're burn your ass.
He like runs out of
Ready,
water.
ready? Look,
Oh no! Put a box over the top
It's
of
time
it.
to jump on it. It's time to jump on it. That's the only way you can get that out.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Put a box.
Oh, yeah, put some,
Oh,
some cardboard. That'll never.
Oh.
Get it. Run to the kitchen and get a
no.
towel. Yeah, just run and get a towel. Wet the towel. Throw the wet towel over it. That's what you gotta do straight away.
Yeah, just close the door. Just run away. Just let it burn. It's fine. He literally just closed the door. He's like, I'm done with this.
Is he like-
No,
is he
now's
like
the
on
time-
a-
No, with flame that high, now's the time to escape. You gotta get out.
I don't think
Is
it's
he
how
like-
would stop it anymore. Yeah.
Is he on a
Unless you
Skype
have
call
a,
with
uh,
Hatsune Miku?
that's what I'm wondering. I don't remember this part
He's
of the
like
video.
on a Skype call with a Vocaloid.
Dude, it's so...
No one
Unless
knows.
you
what
have
it
a
is.
fire Oh, bro.
I know
No.
what that is.
No.
Get the
That's
oil.
like nothing.
It's oil.
I understand.
Olive
your
oil will put that
levery.
Thank you, Irene. I'm glad someone understands me in this dark, lonely world.
Yeah. Holy fucking shit.
I have
He's, like,
actually
making it
put
hotter by
someone
doing
out.
You're giving it more. You're fanning the
Is-
flame. This is okay. You know what? I've changed my mind. This guy deserves to have to be burnt down.
It's getting the smoke is getting very dangerous now.
Yeah, there's
He
something
does, he
burning in
does
the
actually need to
foreground.
get the fuck out right now.
There's something burning in the foreground that he's forgotten about too.
Oh my
The little wispy bits of smoke down there on the coming up from the bottom left.
Oh my
Yeah, it's starting to
god,
get-
this is painful.
You need to
can't believe you
smother,
left-
not
you
flame,
left
not
for a
fan.
He left for a
what the
minute and he
fuck
came
the
back with a
baby
tiny
noise
little
is.
That
bowl.
voice just makes this like 10 times more hilarious.
It's his fucking
This is what the devil
Tamagotchi
is.
girlfriend.
Yeah, probably.
She's probably like, "Where did you go, honey? Where did you go, honey?"
Your
Why-
dude, his e-girl died in the flame. Then she's like an electronic.
Oh, that's the greatest tragedy. Yeah.
So I gotta
Heartbreaking.
back up.
Oh, yeah.
Rini, when you're running the tool across the wood, do little sparks happen sometimes on the wood?
No, I don't know if that's a good thing. That does not happen to me.
Dude, he
Oh,
just
I bought-
fucking
I
poured a
bought-
thing of water on there, and it
The
didn't do
exact
anything.
one.
Jesus, because the thing is huge. That's what she said. I mean,
He
like,
couldn't
do you
resist.
know how you guys? We were joking about, oh my god, Irene just doesn't like give a fuck. I am so careful. I have a mini fire extinguisher in the desk behind me. I have a main fire extinguisher in the kitchen. I have
Oh,
a fire
wow.
blanket under my desk.
And
I
you have
don't-
common
Wow.
sense. With
Yeah.
this
You're
kind of
really,
sense.
you're really scared of fire, you pussy.
Oh, yeah. I don't care if that makes me a pussy. I would like to not burn.
Why don't you burn your
I
house
hope
down, you
somebody called the
coward?
fire
Oh,
brigade
yeah,
already.
coward, wow. This
Yeah,
smoky
well-
voice.
That's
This
creepy.
is-
Yeah.
That is incredibly toxic. You shouldn't be going to that room anymore.
Yeah.
I wonder if this guy's okay. I hope he's
No,
like.
he's not.
This
He's-
was 7
No, he's-
years ago. I wonder if like
Look.
he's got his life together now.
He's
You know,
probably died of lung disease.
Died of embarrassment.
This poor guy.
Oh, look at that
Yeah.
light. That fire is burning.
maybe.
Get out.
Someone
do,
else.
Oh, his
yeah.
wife's getting into it as well.
None of you guys
No,
have
you
ever-
called it. Call the fire brigade.
It's over because you guys are shouting like no, but it's like this is 7 years ago. It's all actually.
They're like, we can still put this out.
We could save him. Yeah. If you could go back in time, you go back in time. He's lighting the fire. Like, no.
Oh my
Just slap him across the face.
The
Like
fire is
fucking
still
idiot.
burning to this day. It's taken over half of Japan.
It's like a
Yeah.
tire fire.
You know, there's actually a town in like Pennsylvania that's burning forever.
Dude,
It's
it's
fucking.
the voice.
Oh,
is
I'm
so
gonna have
scary.
nightmares of that voice.
Yeah, the
I
voice
swear
is
I've
scarier
heard that
than the house
before on
burning
other
down.
videos.
Jose's in the chat. We're
Hello.
watching-
Dude, it gets progressively worse. And then by the end,
Because then we're watching people burn their
Alright,
homes down.
I want to see
because
what happened in the comments. Like, is this guy okay? Let's see what this guy's
we're
name
playing with fire here. Let it burn!
is. Do you think he's okay? He's living in a freaking
He
trash
better be,
heap.
otherwise it's bad karma for us.
Yeah.
Well,
but-
he was
Nah.
7 years ago. He did it online.
I
comment-
said I feel bad for him. Okay.
The guy who does the
I
guy who
actually-
hands out all the karma is probably lolling.
I don't think this is very funny. I feel bad for him. Very sad.
Yeah, let me see. I
Even
gotta
though it's
see if
rather
he's okay.
idiotic, I do feel bad for him.
Let's see. I'm gonna see if this guy's up. Like, what he's up to. Streamer who burned house.
He's gonna hit him up, add him on Twitter.
Probably.
Dude, I should get him on Von Cohen Presents.
Yeah, you
What?
speak Japanese?
This week on Von Coleman Presents
You?
himself. Hi Vaughn. Oh, hi
Is he-
Vaughn. How's it going?
A
that.
self-summoning
his
spell.
name is Nico Duga.
You should do Von Coleman Presents Von Coleman. Be you
I
talking
do.
to you.
All right, and that's an idea I've had. I was considering it actually for like my April
Of course.
Fools, and I'm gonna have like pre-recorded
Ruined
video.
it.
Yeah.
Irene, after watching that,
Now
video
you ruined
of
it.
burning his house down, seeing your thing smoke up triggers me.
Oh,
I'm
No,
like,
this
look out.
is
Oh my god, look out!
this is like a normal level of smoke. It's fine.
I'm like, dude, it's smoking.
Yeah, and again, like I said, I have a fire extinguisher because
I don't.
I'm not an
living on
idiot.
the edge. I'm
Oh,
living on the
yeah.
edge.
Tried to
living
set
on the
Rob's
edge.
house on fire.
Look, I'm doing one.
Oh,
Nice. Look at that. Woo.
So
Oh, this has happened like multiple times with streamers.
Rob set his house on fire.
Yeah,
Bankrupt.
No, we tried to get him to, but it didn't work.
sweet.
Oh, with the wheel, with the sparklers. Oh man, you know what? Rob did the wheel. It was the best thing he ever did, and he's like, "I'm out."
Yeah, he's never gonna top that. See
Yeah,
you,
it's
suckers.
like, then he came back and did the fucking pyramid scrolls. And then he's like, "I'm out again."
That's great.
I love Rob.
I'm gonna do that. Just like fucking leave YouTube for a while. It'll be great.
Just do it while you're on holiday.
Yeah. Deuces.
It really did help getting those Carnal layouts done, taking a break from YouTube. To be honest.
Yeah.
Nice.
Sometimes you just gotta do that.
Yeah, I struggle with because I'm trying to build the following, but also the thing about me that's good is because now I'm mostly just like this.
The thing about me that's great.
Here's the thing about
Thing
me.
about
Oh, wow,
me.
no, it's so humble.
It's not what I was.
presents Von Coleman. The thing about
Vaughn, you to add to this, you need to start talking about yourself in third person to really
That's
add
not
to
what
it.
I meant. I meant like what I'm doing. The thing about what I'm doing is good, and you just interrupted me.
Let me tell you
Alex,
why I'm awesome. all right?
Uh-huh.
Alex VRB says $20 confirmed. Anyone wanna bid higher than Alex VRB for $20 on this?
For Jake's. What are you doing, Jake?
Yeah,
Doing
hold it up,
Carnal.
let's see it.
I'm doing engaged Carnal, which is a hint to
$20 and one
His face cut in
cent.
half.
Well, it's because it's the thin piece of wood. It's called a cropped image. Should I have done it really small in the middle and got the full face?
Yes,
I love cutting his.
uh,
I love cutting his face off at the side. It makes him look ominous.
I'm gonna end the stream in a little bit, just FYI, everyone.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
All right,
Almost 4
Narwhal
hours.
sleeps, unlike the rest of us.
Yeah, but I'm gonna hang
Hashtag-
out a little bit. But it's almost my bedtime.
Okay.
All right.
He's got to
While,
get his long johns
Wah,
on.
wah.
while you guys are taking a break, I'm gonna make a comeback tonight.
Oh yeah, what are you doing tonight?
Yeah, I'm going to the casino for the first
Ooh.
time.
Nice.
Yeah, you get in
3
practice ready for
years.
Vegas.
2 years. Yeah. Well, I gotta build
Why?
up a role. I gotta build up.
Yes.
Oh shit! I should figure that. I should start practice. Well, hang on. It's a little early for Vegas, no? Yeah, never too early.
Guys, if you haven't seen the last 2 episodes of Camel Knights, because you know who would watch that show, they've been
They're
playing.
right, man.
I've actually been awake for both of those episodes, and I was so happy I got to watch all of that live. They've been playing poker on Camel Knights. It's some of the most fun watching that show in a bit, which is great. And yeah, it's been really fun. So go check out Camel Knights.
If you want to see Camel get despicably lucky on me,
The professional poker player over here
Oh no!
gets fucking rocked, gets rinsed by Camel. That's so good. I love when you, when you threw the table. It's like the rare Bancroft overreaction. It's so
Bancroft
good.
never raised his voice a single octave in a week that he was here, and then one bad beat, and
Fucking cocksucker, motherfucker!
Is that what he really said?
Yeah.
something like
Fucking cocksucker, motherfucker! And like got up and
that.
threw his
Holy
chair.
shit! Oh my
Threw
god!
his chair.
Oh my god! I missed it. I need to go.
Oh, you
watch
gotta
it.
watch it. It's so funny.
Oh, that's great.
I couldn't have imagined Bancroft
all right.
like that.
Let me
and then
find
how
it.
they
Let me
mentioned
find it.
Yeah, he's gonna
Because
play it.
Camel
Yes, he's
did a
gonna
clip.
play it.
Camel did a clip
Yes.
of it. So
Yeah,
Yes.
'cause
Guys, so funny.
I was like, you know what? Maybe I can imagine it now that you mentioned it. But I had to dig deep.
It's I imagine he lets himself get it out because otherwise, you know, if you don't vent that stress, it could pile up when it comes to poker. You let the beast out.
That's if the girls or whatever don't take the garbage out.
What?
Cocksucker, motherfucker.
no, the
Oh,
only
you know
thing
the-
that gets me annoyed, and this actually happened yesterday or the other day, is if there's like a black what are they called, like a blackout or a brown? What is it called when the
Brown
power
out.
goes out?
Blackout.
Yeah, but it just slicked out for half a second, and for some reason it didn't save like any temporary files or anything, and
Oh,
I
fuck.
lost an hour's work. I was livid.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck.
It's just like
Yeah.
I was so happy with what I'd done, and now I have to do it all again. Excellent. I hate
would-
that.
That would happen to me
Yeah.
all the time when modeling character models for Holofist. I would like lose. Maya would crash whenever I'm trying to merge verts, and then like you'd basically lose the whole character model and be like, holy shit.
Oh, don't you hate it when
Especially
it's like
happy
you're
with it.
look, you have something you're happy with, but it's a one step that is just like, and it just takes a tiny little bit more memory than your fucking computer can handle.
Yeah.
And it's like I would just need to get through that one step, and then I was gonna save. You
I was
fucking piece
about
of
to
shit!
save. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
about to save.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
That
about
happens
yeah,
with
exactly.
Transforms all the time for me.
And what'll happen is, whenever this happens, it happens maybe once every couple of years. And I've never lost anything major, just like usually like an hour or 2 hours or something. But it's enough to really make me red. I'll turn back all the recovery settings to maximum, and then gradually over time I just start turning them off because they annoy me so much.
And then finally, when the one
And then it
time you would
happens
need
again.
them is when you've
All
stripped
right,
it all
here we
back
go.
to
Are you
just
ready?
10
Yeah.
Ready to
dudes.
see Camel destroy my world? How do I go? Is it that? Yeah.
Let's get the flop out. Oh my god.
Look at
God.
I
this.
love Phil too. He just always comes along for the ride.
Flop that shit.
Snap 4-bet.
Phil got a lot of pairs.
Let's
You got a
do
lot
it.
of pairs.
Ah! All right.
You want to
gotta
get
do
nuts? Come on, let's
Gotta
get
get
nuts.
nuts. Get nuts.
I gotta use that as a cutaway, you know, like a clip.
Fucking camels
Yeah.
laugh.
Yeah, Camel's laugh makes me
I got a
laugh.
good feeling about this one.
Oh, wait
The
till you
entertainment.
see him when he
You guys are so
wins. The cackle.
The cackler in full
Everybody's.
form.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
He's gonna catch something on this.
Ah!
You guys have this. You guys have at it.
No, come on, yeah.
There it is.
Oh my god, that is the most animated
That's
I've
the
ever
greatest.
seen. Okay,
That's
So
it,
good.
everyone. We're done with the game.
god.
Good night.
Solid.
Oh god.
That's
How much
great.
money did you lose on that one, Bancroft?
I know we were just playing you know, for
You need to start playing for money to see how people change how
Well-
they play as well.
Money.
Yes,
season
that's
10
true. It would change. It would be more like poker, but as well, I like that Camel doesn't have to care that much, so he can do entertaining stuff like that.
Oh, very true. Yeah,
I just turned on
If
notifications.
he had money on the line, he might not be as willing to
yeah.
make.
But the
moves.
reactions could end up being crazier because you're like, "Fuck you."
You
Take my
think
money.
that, but I have a group of friends that I've been playing poker with now
Your friends?
for almost 20 years. And
Says you.
I have a-
almost every time something will happen and they will go at it and they'll be at each other's throats. And it's like, you
Yeah.
feel like they're about to start punching on. But it's fine. But yeah, so I don't know. When the money gets involved, it does get a bit serious. So
Mm.
I don't know. I like keeping it just a bit of fun. We'll be able to bring people in from the chat. It'll be fun.
I haven't played poker in years.
And then Camel will luck out on me again.
He looked out 2 episodes in a row, which is hilarious.
I know. Making a habit of it.
After he bought in again, he completely missed detail the second buy-in. It's like you've already lost. Okay, I'm nearly done. I've nearly finished this.
Yeah.
I need to get better at making these lines look prettier.
Cool.
Oh, I gotta do a background. I gotta do a
That's
background.
my
I don't have the.
problem. I'm
I'm
too
all-
like
I'm all-
exacting with the lines. Takes
I'm gonna
forever.
click the button. You
Okay. Bye,
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Go to
Waving. You
bluedickx.com.
can't see it.
Living
Sign up,
legends.
Carnal the Barbarian. bluedickx.com.
It's so
He
weird.
won't
It's
come
like a
everywhere.
I haven't clicked it yet.
Different camera.
Subscribe
A
to my
disgraced,
channel.
See you all on my
disgraced
show tomorrow.
adventurer.
Irene, your whole
The
camera